Okay, so to our YouTube audience, we're now live on YouTube. Yes, I want to welcome everyone joining us tonight. Let's hope you can share the program as you come on. It doesn't matter where you're where you're joining us from, where you're watching from. We ask you to kindly share the show on your different social media handles on Spoon TV, Fabric TV, Super TV, across the social media. Let's have a great show here tonight on this edition of Spoon Talk. And yes, as we always do, we dedicate the first segment of the program to you, our viewers, our listeners across the country, across the world, to speak out on the different issues of concerns. Just anything that you want to talk about, be it health, education, politics, you want to talk about the economy, religious issue, just anything that is of concern to you. The first segment of Spoon Talk is dedicated to all of you to speak out on those things, those issues that are of concern. So the numbers to call tonight: 0555 is the number to call. 0555 and you'll be live on Spoon Talk tonight. 0555 there's been a lot of happenings across the country, from the legislature to the judiciary to the executive branch of government. A whole lot happening just in the space of 24 hours. Usually, the CEO will come on. He will update you with some of those happenings. There will be in-depth conversation and analysis on those issues. So I'll go to the phone lines, take your calls. O.P. O'Neill Johnson, thank you for joining us. Get through my call. We appreciate you for coming on. Barbara Bobby Charles, thank you for joining us. Jacob Blakehorn, we appreciate you as well for coming on tonight. I see. Just everyone coming on. We ask you to please share the show as you join us tonight. Okay, so we got our YouTube people on now. I want to welcome all of you from YouTube joining us tonight. So let's go to the phone lines: 0555 Hello, your name and where you calling from.
Good evening, Nelson.
Good evening, sir. It's good to have you.
Hello?
Hello, you're live.
Yeah, thank you. Nelson, this Momo Taylor, I come from Princeville. You getting me?
Mama, what's on your mind? I can hear you, sir.
Okay. What's on my mind this evening is Nelson. It was last week. I think it was in the news was that they don't talk about lawmaker reducing their salary.
Yeah.
But Nelson, to our utmost surprise today, we saw from the lower house that the representatives have passed bill, putting additional, I think, 14 or 16 seats to the current one that we have, which will cause the Liberian people to spend another money for their offices and salary, but then which, of course, they are not doing nothing. But and the Senate to the Senate to confirm, but I'm watching Senator Delon, he pushing for salary to go. So I'm going to see whether I'm going to support this bill with another burden on the Liberian people.
Are we also considering that the action from the lower house is legal? Because by law, immediately, in fact, that action is belated because that adjustment, the redemarcation, everything as per the law should have happened immediately after the census. Are we also considering that this action has some legal backing?
Nothing we know it is important, but they some of them are running from that very district because they know that they will not be elected, so they're finding space so that they can run away and go to the new one that
okay, thank you. That's the political aspect. You're coming in with there. As much as there are other sides to that, but the action is legal. By law, that action should have been taken long since. It's either you adjust the threshold or carry on the demarcation aspect, what's already on the book, in line with the, with the census result. Hello, your name and where you calling from? Let's hear you.
Yeah, my name is James Walker.
James Walker. Go ahead.
Let me say this to Spoon. We know all of you people in nursing, you did well. you bought prior to election, you bought sedition. Now
no, listen.
No problem.
Listen. Can
So
you
for every
I come in before. Listen. Can you allow me to just correct something?
Yeah, kind.
I've never been a sedition. I've never been a member of any political party before. And the Spoon Network is not a CDC network or Unity Party network. So I just want you to correct that aspect. So
okay,
you can go ahead.
But then down to the point.
Yeah, go to the point, sir.
We in a December point. We're asking any other work with us that want to send it to like broke. That's to Spoon because last year you send money that the to send money to that place. 1,000 people rest. People went and stood to that place. Up to now, they now got their food. So I'm saying that anybody listen to me, they will not send anything to Spoon.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Come on.
Left that place and the season pass, New Year pass, everything pass.
All right, so you done?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you: are you one of those persons who won a bag of rice or something during that distribution?
Yeah.
Did you get your bag of rice? Hello. Now you think of the call. Now I was trying to ask you because we have pictorials, we have video evidence, we did live broadcast, and some people even have problem with, why are you giving people the rest and you put them on camera? But these are the very issues we were trying to address, rather, that you win your rights, other people came. Even after the distribution, we had listing of people who did not even come. Apparently, you're one of those individuals. Now you're saying that you didn't get your rights, but we have videos and pictorials and everything that shows that hundreds of people got their rights. So that aspect, I don't know, but probably you need to check your records. Hello, your name and where you call from? Let's hear you.
How are you? My name is Momo calling from Fenda.
Momo, what's on your mind?
Yeah, what is on my mind is about the law that the legislature is passing.
Yeah.
It's good for Liberia because everywhere the constitution works. But only what I'm saying, the way I was telling Mr. Bino, you should not make the record cutting down salary. They should be bold and come out to tell us how much they are making in cash infrastructure. They are making in benefit, and they all sit as lawmakers, legislators, and discuss it and come out with one bill to reduce it to help the Liberia. But for him to just come on, I was telling you, Mr. Bino, you will go on record, but now you the first. The representative from my GD, Madam Selitan, he was the first calling.
What's the name of the representative from RGB?
I think big man.
I mean, you're not sure of the information. So the one we show off, that the one going by right now.
From my GD, he the one.
All right, thank you. Hello, your name and where you call from? Let's hear you.
Well, are you coming on the wonderful or Tuesday evening?
Okay, yeah, go ahead quickly. I had someone on the line, I just forgot. But go ahead, since you're already on.
Let me see your Kane.
My
name is Mohammed M. Kane from District 16 on the Buja Island.
What's in mind, Mohammed?
I am a member of the United Party, the bureau, and from the Caravan Bell. And my concern to that, Nelson, I listened to the Vero News platform this evening. And a bill coming from the lower house for the Senate to be in concord with them or for additional 14 seats in the House of Parliament. Well, I don't know where this guidance coming from. Even the 73 seats we're having, there was still problem in this country. Then they are seeking for addition 14 more to make the seat over the lower house seat to be added to what it is serving. I don't know what motive they have. Because and then they want to add someone what can also have 70 days to it. They want to add additional 5 to 8 and the other candidate 2. I don't really know. This guardian, they are motive for me. And we're going to speak on this very seriously. I didn't speak of you need to look into this very seriously because I don't know their motive or their always for the of addition for the motive for me. I think honor the honor President Barack government. I think for me, I don't incorporate with the 14 additional seat that the horse trying to seek to ask for passive for them to be passed from the Senate. So I think when we reach to the Senate should vote against it. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you for your input. Hello, your name and where you calling from?
Hello.
Yeah.
Am I live on Zoom?
You are live, sir. Let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you, Damo.
This is Nelson speaking.
My name is Nyankwa R. Johnson. Johnny from Chikizu Project Thursday evening. Hello?
Go ahead, sir. You are live on the show.
Thank you for the opportunity. This evening, while my man, I want to speak to the labor sector and also to the government of Liberia. Go on, see how we turn up in mass number. We not turn up because we're less busy. But we turn up because we have love for our party and we believe in the government. But since the government came to power, I feel that they are in the labor sector, actually, they are not very working. Because the only thing we can hear from the minister whenever the horse call him, all we talk about work permit. And when you're talking about work permit is not the issue. Work permit, you get to reform for the country. That's not the issue. But so for the minister to tell you that we should complete that whereby they were practice going on and then they stop it, you can never hear that from the minister. Even working the industrial park, since I've been here for the past 3 years now, I never see the one inspector in here. So we want for them to be clear, let the one show up. If I think that this set in the year, if I 2 times they will be doing the inspection, no. If they can't do so, I don't think.
Thank you. Thank you for your input. Hello, your name and where you joining us from? Let's hear you. Hello.
Nancy, good evening.
Good evening, sir. You're live. Let's hear you.
Thank you. So good for one member of United Party Director calling for budget. Having said that, let me take every one of us that made a December space program a success. So before having said that, let me just say to our opponents on the have laugh. You know, Nancy will not compete with nobody in terms of crowd. Because plenty people bomb my game for that, no, we are not competing with people. That you crying around. So that day will only tell us to say the government is doing well. To go appreciate the government and also to tell you say like people are selling for your leadership. That's what we show that day. Someone talk about United Party game money. No. If our official and me, they can share. So all the people that they are willing mind, nobody could help for them to go. CDC, your funds only to do. We're not competing with you people because in fact we're not in the same class, we're not in the same league. We're not in the same league. It was just mistake by LeBron what they put. It was just like miscarrier. They made you people president in the country. That real calamity. So we're not in the same league, CDC. We're not even checking you people. So you go find someone your crowd politics you go do that if I will not even campaign. So I'm not even talking about when big campaign. So CDC France you're unfortunate, your team what you're doing says there, you're irresponsible till your day, you must have yourself bleed. You want a governor. Have yourself bleed.
Thank you for your input tonight. Let's hold you there. Take this person. Hello, your name and where you call from. Let's hear you.
Good evening to Spoon FM family and good evening to my loving problem of Liberia and good evening to you dear brother Nexi Collect in studio in Liberia. The name remains constant at Panso AF Kamal once again back to our Spoon Network talk show. Nexi Collect while on my mind as a turning issue pertaining about societal issue. How to deal with a statement made by the Bishop Kotu Grant and Reverend Told. Yesterday it was bad. Then today it should be good and it's so. Liberian people are not stupid. Gave Moba K. Moru his chest. He is a people citizen of this country. He is a Liberian. He has constitutional right to govern us. He protests constitutionally. He should not go contrary. So he is a civil right advocate. Give the men a chance, allowing them to do their protest. Liberian people feel in charge. It's a franchise to exercise a constitutional franchise to present petition to the government to adhere to the platforms or to the this detachment, the general with the governance system. That what protest me. Yesterday, it was a lot of conferences held by Bishop Kotubra and the LCC, Broad Council and the Muslim community, the Imam, the Mufti, the Bishop, the Rabbis. Like today, you know that protest is bad. Protestation is not bad. You people call on international conferences on John Manawia administration, and they see people you're governing today, and they see people you're governing yesterday, and it was bad yesterday. Today it will be good. No, Labrador are not stupid. You should not take Labrador for granted.
Thank you.
You should not feel that because you're in authority, you feel you get more sense. And lie.
Thank you for your input. Let's hold you there and take another person. Hello, your name and where you joining us from? Let's hear you.
Yeah, good evening, nothing collect.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, nothing. Let's see how I brought me revelation. That was revelation. Nothing that was good platform. What we take time, we spend our effort to put together. The man want to destroy our platform. That was revelation. Nothing is the voice of Sabu Rasta, man. Nothing for public recognition, man.
Okay, Sabu Rasta is good to have you on.
Yeah, Nothing. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Yeah, nothing. Today I've done the show nothing for ManGivi. Yeah, instead of I've done the show for nothing. I'm in ManGivi.
Okay.
Yeah,
what's on your mind tonight, Sabu?
They call the community SD Mexico in ManGivi County, lower ManGivi County. That's why I'm joining you from today and Nelson.
But let's tell you what's on your mind.
Yeah, that goes to what I call for that. What's on my mind is I want to speak to Christopher too from the FCC, the Liberal Council of Church in there. That's it. I want you because I can see you in some of the laws in the first course student. I know that you can go to church. I know you can teach on the school on that. I want you to read Nelson from that local Romans chapter 13 verse 1. That's in the Bible says, let every soul. And Nelson, the Bible says, let every soul be subject to the government authority. Who was speaking, Nelson? It was speaking of God. God.
So wait, Sabu. I know you want to teach Sunday school on the show now. So that governing authority like Bao talking about, they're not government at God.
That God, because the person doesn't, because government comes from God. So God said, let everybody be subject to Him. And now in charge is the church. The church is the one that in charge on earth. And now Christopher Toh is the secretary general. Can you imagine that in King George? Christopher Toh, yeah, he could not speak to that. Nothing, you are not here in the place that people kill people in King George. Christopher Toh, who is the secretary general for the Liberal Council of Church, could not even speak to that. And nothing, our people, can you imagine Article 66 of the Liberal Constitution, and nothing, it make the court to be the final arbiter of law. But can you imagine when the court rule in the case of the Chickasaw Saga, when the court rule, the president insists that you will continue to work to do the wrong thing, work with the quorum. And Christopher Toh, yeah, he could not risk that.
Okay.
So, Christopher Toh, yeah, doesn't mean I know.
Yeah, just today I want
to know. If Christopher Toh don't get nothing to say, then in your family is say that. Then in the our quality building, because you already just about that party. So in your family will say that, oh, I'm going to tell you, yeah, thank you.
Thank you for your input. You know, we have a pattern where when religious leaders speak to national issues, either they insult the party, you know, but that's okay. Hello, your name and where you call from? Go ahead.
Yeah. My name is Francois Jamal, calling from Rehab.
Okay, let's hear you. What's on your mind?
Yeah. Nation, how you doing, sir?
I'm okay, sir. It's good to have you on.
I've been listening to the radio station for a long time, but I've been trying to get in. I can't get in. But nothing much is on my mind. Only to maybe ask you to play help me, the CEO, Mr. Stendon, to help me for children's school business. That's all me I get to see because the government been able to continue talking on it. Nothing will get. We can talk from now to just Monday. Nothing will come from there. The people way of doing things. That's my only appeal to you and the CEO. That's all I call for, Chief Abek.
All right, thank you for your contribution tonight. The CEO will come on very shortly. Okay. He's in the background. He's listening. All right. Thank you. All right. Hello, your name and where you call from. You want to walk away from your radio, please. The feedback is terrible.
Maxine?
Yeah, hello.
Maxine?
Yeah, hello. You're live. Let's hear you, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
My name is Anthony Sion.
Mr. Sion, it's good to have you on. What's on your mind?
First of all, I appreciate God and the entire corporation that you people operating in the radio station Spoon Network.
Okay.
The last time I called on a Spoon, Water Spoon, I told him, I said, Chief, I will help you. I hope God burn. And since then, I call again, pick up, so that I'm not there. The second thing I did is I want to appreciate the Labrador National Police, and I appreciate them for hitting the motorcycle that got killed in Morrison Farm. I'm appreciating them the way they handle his burial. That's Peter S. Camara. Yeah, they were with us, and we were able to go through the burial, the funeral home. They escorted the body from BB County to Jaliba Town behind the hospital. And where we went, we did a burial, they go on Friday. And 116 Fred and Gay was representing the Labrador National Police along with the others that were there. So we want to appreciate them very much for what they did. But then the family should not be forgetting because the man had 2 children, he got 2 children.
Thank you.
And the woman there as a widow.
Thank you for your input, sir.
Yeah, and so before I please remind Mr. Waterspoon.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much for your
give
input,
it to him.
sir.
I've been picking up.
Thank you for your input, sir. We appreciate you. 0555101075 is the number to call. Hello.
You got me on. You got me on. I know, and you said the information was not right. 2014, 2015 to 2016. Mr. Bill Conner from Margidi. He said to his friend lawmaker that they should reduce salary every to him. You should make it as bill. You put it in the house. But while we were saying, I was telling Mr. Bidola, let it be fair and say, how much they allowing, how much they salary. Then you can come out and discuss it with your police, come out with bill. Don't do record things. Because why? Liberia is getting populated by day, and Liberia has to be divided every time when the Constitution allows it to happen. So nobody is saying it's not supposed to be so because the bread. It's not about bread. It's about the lawmakers should know that this country is for all the all, and you are lawful for this country.
Thank you.
Thank you.
But you know, but I appreciate your input, sir. Thank you very much.
Allow me to
Thank you.
No,
but no.
Leave her alone. Go.
Every
day you want to lie on the note.
We have to allow others. But CEO, good evening to you, sir.
Can you hear me?
Very well.
But listen, who are those you are interviewing today? You had a special session today, Nelson. What question are you on that? We called about it. What Diamond? We called about it.
CEO, that thing where Diamond started in the chat room.
we never ever see you so happy like you are happy today, Nelson.
Performing.
You don't have to explain.
My reportorial duty as a legislative reporter.
You do not have to explain. Please don't explain. we will call it. The people will see it. And Dama, I have Nelson in studio. He producing today. What's up?
Oh.
Yes, sir. I'm watching.
You watching, right? I just asked the man, who are those you are interviewing today? They're not gonna start laughing.
But the man wouldn't stop laughing even during the interview.
Dama, but you're not fair, Dama. Can you cut a little bit and send it? Let's show to the whole world today. Just cut a little bit. Hey, Dama, don't do that, Tabata, man.
Dama full squad.
Dama, you can't do that. I woke up, man, and I saw Nelson. The man, he's all smart. You know, he just like Operation Smart. The man can start laughing, man.
Also, how you zoom the camera closer to the subjects with their faces.
I mean, I really want to know what kind of, but who actually what kind of interview was going on. Their boy will never ever interview lawmaker then. like he did today. He will never interview lawmakers like he did today. Remember, in different Zoom, he was in a different element. His surroundings were very clear. It was filled with milk and honey. Yeah.
that would bring it problem here, but I know where the deal here. I get recording for him. I get it on a video. I will bring it up.
Diamond. No, I beg you, man. Delete some of the uploaded stuff you have on your phone. We need that. But you're not buying no space, man.
I'm in full sport, CEO. You can get anything when I mean that.
Let me call Darius. Darius will do it for me. Let me call Darius.
Okay, let me send Darius message.
Oh man, thank you, Diamond. Thanks. All right. 12T12. On a serious note, though, your father decided to name you 12 or your mother? Why your last name is 12? They decided to make the first name 12. Is that?
My dad. So my dad named me after my grandfather, and then his name is 12 Tier, and then the family name is 12. So it's a very rare name, but I've benefited a lot from it. When I was running for election in Oxford, and when I had to remember that name, it was just like 12 T12, so it was easy.
So 12. Your grandfather's name was 12 Tier 12.
No, it was 12 Tier. So it's, always you have the last name for the.
So how you? So wait. How you got the last name? That's your family name, 12, right?
Yeah, because my dad have my grandfather last name, which is 12. So me getting his name 12 Tier, then transcending to having 12 Tier 12.
No. What's your grandfather's first name?
The first name was Tier 12.
Okay, your grandfather's first name was Tier.
Yeah.
And his last name was 12.
Yeah.
What's your father full name?
My father's first name is Diakese. Which is, in manner it may someone do a good.
Okay, so Diakese 12.
Yeah, Diakese Samuel 12. So my dad is Samuel.
I understand. I just want to get to the 12 part here. And I've been thinking, man. For me, I think a lot. Your grandfather name was Tier 12. We'll put it down. Your grandfather name Tier 12. Your father name, that's Tier. Sorry if I mispronounced it. His last name was 12. How did you get 12 T12 now? They switched the name around?
Yeah, so the grandfather name is Tier, so they name it after him, which is Tier. And then the family last name is 12.
So why your name can be Tier 12?
Yeah, so I took his first and I took his first and last name.
Then you switch it around.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's what I'm going to. So you took your grandfather's name. My grandfather's name, Stanton Alexander Witherspoon, right? And they named me after my grandfather. So I kept the name as Stanton A. Witherspoon. I didn't switch it around, Witherspoon A. Stanton. And that's where you're going. That's what you can't leave us today, though. You gotta still.
No, I'm coming. I'm making a quick adjustment. I'm coming.
Okay, make that adjustment because you'll go to bed. So my issue is that anyway, thank God. So like I said,
no, to be honest, I do appreciate the name. When I was young, I was like, at some point I wanted to just take another name, but then as I grow older in college in the US and then in Oxford, I realized that this is very easy for people to recognize. So it's a good name.
Okay. No, to be frank, I just needed to understand where that name coming from. I never see someone have the two, same name as first and last.
They have some people in Liberia though. I think Nelson, there's some Liberians with two names, right?
I mean, we can start calling Nelson Colette.
Two first name, two last name. Two last name, rather. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people.
We can call you Colette. We can call you Colette, right?
Yeah, Colette and Colette. Collective, collect, want to T, want to.
Vandala A, Vandala.
Don't come down here. Don't come back. That guy gets problem. That get problem. You don't play.
Junior CEO. So I mean,
hey, listen, the man. To tell you the truth, I like Federa Patrick. He's my man. But hey, I don't know. But let me leave the man alone till he come on the show. Till he come on the show. But you know what happened today? Say that.
The man made me laugh yesterday. Man, you asked the man where your source. The man said, "Oh, I saw the thing. The director posted it on Facebook." He said, "But where your source?"
So here's the issue about if you try to defend Sekou or any of those guys, right? It's so hard to defend them. And then you're going to find Sekou to start cussing. Why you can't come and tell the Liberian people how much you generated, how much you not spend, what it changed? But you in cussing business too? I don't know why the people will be happy cussing one too. When you're discussing national issue, then they're insulting you. I used to say that's the way to go. That's not the way to go. You cussing, you wasting your time. Tell the Liberian people, listen, we generated this amount, right? And this is our operational cost. We spend this amount, and this is the balance. Listen, we will not give it to the government because this is what we're doing. Simple. And only Liberian, listen, we will be happy. But they ask you the question, then you find yourself causing man calls and calling people names. Come on, you just you're making people believe everything on you that you are being. So that's wrong. So listen, we will continue. Listen, they can, like I said, they can cause. But let me ask you a question. People calling me and say, Stanton, did you say everything those people that die? The government lied, CDC, they didn't kill them. They, want to allow. My friend Leonard Duru wrote this year, they published a very, very unique propaganda piece, right? And so Stanton say everybody that died in the country, mysteriously, it wasn't CDC. But the clip, the video, is there? Go listen to the video.
I'll listen to it as clear as possible.
Thank you very much. You can call it. And I said, if this government failed to prosecute and open the case and investigate, like they promised, it may not rely on CDC. And that's that. But they killed their own spin. And my friend called me today. He said, Stanton, you got to say. I said, I ain't going to say nothing. This is what you do as a propagandist, right? This is what you do. So it's okay to carry the story, but the family deserves the truth. The family want to know what's happening. So what President Baka doing about it? President Baka opened 3 missing boss case. He said, y'all, they call for investigation. Gregory Koma said, no, we can't. We'll close that case. The president said, let's call for it. Also, to say, we can't open it. And they're not opening, So you ain't gonna blame Gregor Cuomo. I mean, you're blaming the man that said nothing happened.
But I have that opinion too, CEO. I do have that opinion. Because the government campaign on all of these things during the campaign period, on missing auditors. In fact, they didn't say missing auditors. They point definitely at CDC. Said CDC killed the auditors. These were campaigns that they campaigned with. And you said it right. If the government cannot justify all of these campaigns, then that means CDC is vindicated. And I agree with that. I may agree.
Want to. Let's welcome everybody to the show. Nelson, when I leave out today, you put Nelson in the back.
I'm here, CEO. But CEO, my, can I come in?
Go ahead, Chief.
So CEO, I thought that it was very good that you spoke to that particular issue, because I think it's a propaganda that a lot of people have tried to twist and run with, to some extent, to send a narrative that most times will be bought, by a lot of people who will not read between the lines. I just thought that it was very important, to provide that particular clarity. Because I saw the videos, most of the videos that are circulating are dotted. It's like someone saying from point A to Z, and then you grab a portion of it,
Leslie, I enjoy them. I'm enjoying it.
I'm surprised how you know them though.
No, but I'm enjoying it. I really do. Because the government, Unity Party government, got to answer to the Liberian people. You say, Bati Yenswah died mysteriously. What are you doing today? 2 years in the government. 2 years, we're going to 3 years. You have not investigated? What are you doing? Bati Yenswah family deserve justice. So if he was murdered, right? The government got to tell something. If he died naturally of natural causes and he fell up and died, the government must say something.
Yes.
If the government failed to speak, it means that everything everybody said was a lie. So the government must speak. Look at the man that got killed when Joel went in my country. That EPS officer. Hey, you know him? I think that's his name.
Yeah.
They said the man shot his head 300-400 times in the head. One person, the first bullet went in your head, poof. Then he had 300-400 bullets going. What is this government doing? Can the government investigate? Or will they want to sit down and let it slide down? With everything the government said they get, what they doing? So the government owe it to the family. I think her name is Ruth. The wife's name is Ruth, I believe.
Yeah.
The government owe it to her, to her children. The government is sitting on what they're doing. Gifty Lama, Abba Peter, what the government doing? So if the government cannot prosecute, if the government cannot go after this thing, if the government cannot take action to bring this and resolve this, then mean that everything everybody said, the government said a lie.
Yes.
The government must speak. So many people died funny way in the country. So many people. So why we here acting like, but give me that tip. When Gregory Coleman said the case was closed, on the 3 missing boards. Then after 2 weeks, President Baga said, you open the case. But Gregory Coleman said the case closed, though. And President Baga said, you open the case, though. What's going on? So it didn't happen because the government quiet. And I enjoyed those newspapers. I will not call them to correct the story. That's pure, the best way to go and let it force the government. So I enjoy, Rodney C. I enjoy Leonard Dudu. They ran with the story. I mean, they have the wrong with story, and we move on. Let the government come and say it's true that what the guys are saying. We will prosecute. We investigate. We open it, and we'll find a solution. Till now, nothing happened. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Red and Blue, Mike Gideon in the house. I'm not calling his name. Man, is that red shirt and blue or purple or something? I think I'm colorblind. But I want to welcome all of you to the wonderful show today. Vanilla, you want to say something? Is that red shirt though?
CEO, I'm in my national color, red, white, and blue.
Where's the white?
You don't see the white? You don't see the writing yet?
No, it's not too okay. It's not. We couldn't see it. Your real group name was black in it. But why they made the white so small? Because you are not pure. Now they put the white in a small print. You are not pure. Your right is covering the entire shirt because you're a wicked guy. Your red stands for danger. You're a wicked guy. Your blue is a little bit because you're in the middle. But your white, we can't even see your white because you got no purity in you, and that's the fact.
You go to church on Sunday, every day you praying for the country, but here you are publicly, intentionally, willfully trying to castigate me before God's presence. You will not see heaven. I can guarantee you. You won't make any heaven.
My name is in heaven already, though, and I will be in heaven. All right, and I will pray to God that you join me in heaven at the right hand of the Almighty. My name is there. I'm on the Joel Wesley can say I'm on the 144,000. Every day, Joel Wesley said they got only 144,000 people going to heaven. Every day. Then when you ask them, are you one of the 144? They say, yeah, my grandpa was a blood Joel Wesley. They probably then he had more than 144,000, but he ain't so drink he gets Pepsi like hell. So I said, well, he said, Tati Mukwa, you know, Tati Mukwa, he couldn't leave me alone. So I said, we'll call him Mika. I said, Mika, your Joel Wesley, you drink it? He said, I will go allow it. I will go allow it for stomach's sake. I said, well, your stomach like wait me for stomach's sake. For me, the Papa said your money 144,000, but it gives you Pepsi. You drink
some wine for your stomach. You gotta drink some wine when you are weary, and when the party is going on, when there's no wine, just turn water into wine. So feel free to drink your wine, but just don't drink lustily.
My man, that part of the Bible part will leave it alone. You Russell, you believe it? Drink wine for stomach's sake.
How you guys doing?
We super, man. Are you part of the?
A little bit of wine is good for the soul. It's good for the body. It's good for the health. So there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, but the Bible says for stomach's sake. So what if your stomach is not hurting?
Then you drink it for head's sake, for you get your head straight.
So let's ask our brother Vanilla Patrick, Vanilla, which one you believe? Are you drinking it for stomach's sake, or you just drinking it for socially? Which one would take from you today?
I decline.
You all reckon, you decline, but you know, I'm going for the goal. I have never drank in my life. I've never drank any liquor in my life. I have never smoked. Let's see who on this show that I have never drank. Do I have another person? You have never drank in your life? You have never smoked? Oh, that's good.
Never.
Wow.
He said, what do you want to say?
Yeah,
you know, I can't drink now.
Y'all hold me. Want to put your or you know, something here?
No, but then
I just say something. Don't put your hand up. Don't put your hand up. Don't put your hand up.
We want to ask. Listen. To each his own. I got no problem if you can drink. You know, I got no problem how you want to live your life. You know, it's on you. It's on you. You know. But we move, you know. If you want to be like Vandera Patrick, it's on you. You want to be like so that,
man.
You want to be that center.
I know where you want.
I take it back. But guys, welcome to the show.
You should not put your hand up. I'm begging you.
No. See you ask the comment section of those who know me. They'll tell you I don't drink.
I just telling you, they know. I'm telling you, I'm a social progressive. You are. You should not put her or I beg you, don't lie to oil.
That's a threat.
I mean, I'm holding on this photo because one of us on set here went to the Calabash, and they had 3 female with them. 3 female, Russell. 3 female, and we took the picture. Actually, our reporter was at Calabash. One of us, personally on set here, one of us. We are 6. One of us on set. And they took the picture, you know, but then the reporter, I said, please don't show that picture. 3 female.
Also, I already suspecting Vandera. You see a face?
3. Wait. Seriously, Fumi boy. I mean, just take yourself. You're not in the country. You're not you. That's me. That I want to. That I now wait for Russell. So between Nancy and Vandera Patrick.
No, but you said reporter took the picture. So.
But that's it. Reporter can take the picture too.
The man
No, I
know
report anything about picture.
Well, you wasn't a reporter. Another reporter took the picture, and Russell. But the person was so happy he had the 3 females sitting around him, and and they were ordering, right? But that's my business. When they said it to me, I said, no, you can't do that. The man is a young man, he's unmarried, he get right to go and enjoy himself. And I said, delete that photo, do not share that photo. And they did. So they didn't delete the photo though, but they couldn't share it. So when he sent it to me, I kept it. Because the day the person made me mad, I will show it.
The person said they went for a meeting.
I don't like you sending text messages.
No, my hands are up.
But that's what I mean, though. But they wanted the Calabash. And they were in Zico. They had the same shirt that I'm having on right now. They well in blue shirt. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. No, but that's why I'm saying that true, but I will not show the picture. And I call it.
The challenge you said, so you will know.
It's not Vendetta. I call you as I said, Vendetta. You know who the person they went to Calabar with 3 females. And Vendetta said, but what wrong with it? I said, okay. I call you, I asked him.
We never had that conversation. No, we never had that conversation. We got a picture.
I'm gonna show the picture.
No, but ask the man in question.
I'm gonna show the picture.
Which photo? But it has to be verified first. Because some of the photos something here we can consider to be joke. Some people can take it to be joke, so be careful.
I will not put anybody's daughter picture up, my man, because it's not right. So if it was you alone, I'm gonna put your picture up. But you were sitting there with some female, I'm not gonna put a picture up. So it's not right. So let's leave that one. Let's get back.
Vendetta, you should read Matthew 11:18-19.
Where is it?
Feel free to drink your liquor.
My man, stop, man. That's not why I said. Don't do that. We don't do this, man. You're wrong.
Let me read it. It said for John King, neither eating nor drinking, and they say he has a devil. The Son of Man came eating and drinking, and they say, behold, behold a gluttonous man and a wild babbler, a friend of the Republican, a friend of sinners. But wisdom is justified for her children.
So what else can you
Don't
say?
fear the Lord. Don't fear the Lord.
And I want to say to you before we start the show, though, Russell go to Bible study too. I'm happy the other day, Russell told me that he was going to Bible study, but since then, he have never said anything about Bible study again. So I think it was on a mission. Maybe he was forced to go meet the pastor because he's getting ready to marry. Maybe he was forced to go have some counseling. And, I hope we be invited to that wedding, Russell. To my beautiful sister.
So when do you guys have a Bible study over there? Because here, our Bible study is usually on Wednesday. You have to understand that I grew up in the United Methodist Church in Ganta United Methodist. And so Bible study, Sunday school, regular church services, those are all a critical part of who I am and my upbringing, my growing up and all that.
That's nice. I grew up in Methodist Church too, in Newcombe.
Okay.
Yeah, the United Methodist Church in Newcombe Trinity. And I can tell you, but the Reverend used to drink a lot. Yeah. But it wasn't only the Reverend. It was all the men department. They have the annual Met conference and they have the Methodist men. You talk about Ticket Best Man. You talk about the distance and Witherspoon, my dad. You talk about Reverend Tubber. You talk about this guy, how you call him? Yeswa. All the PB guys in the man, they would gather after church to go and enjoy themselves. I mean, they used to enjoy it. Then when they when they charge and they flip, then they put it to you. You will never hear the meaning of the song. They will be homie. But you know, amen. You remember those days, Russell? We got a few more minutes. We got four more minutes. You remember those days, Russell, right? When your mom cooked the soup and they would not cook the rice. When you come from church, then they cook the rice.
They cook the rice, yeah.
You remember how beautiful it was? In the morning, our parents would bake the short bread and put the butter and give you a cup of tea. You would eat that one, you dress up, you go to church. When you come from church, then they cook the rice. Then you get your older sister then carrying some food to get to their boyfriend, and then they give you small food. Then you go cry to the old man. I see the house of the food. I mean, those were
the one that is left. There's no meat in it. There's no fish.
Meat. Go ahead, Pandela.
So you talk about, sisters, I will not call a place name. So that our responsibility used to be hold the water, clean the yard, especially Sunday morning. We'll make sure the kids take bath, they will cook. The same thing you talk about, they will cook the soup. So we have one of our auntie daughter used to be in the place, but her food will always be in the small bowl. But she will put the soup inside, bring all the particles. She will put the food and compress.
Yeah.
So this day, I don't know what happened. I took life home, my brother. What I saw inside, it just reminded me. I said, wow.
Everything underneath. That's where the boson is. That's why then you imagine that they give you one chicken full, one chicken free, and then they say they give you one small pea full. Then you cry, and I knew the guy. But guys, listen, that was the good old days. Russell, you really miss those days. You think it will ever come back to those days, Russell? Where you watching television in the living room, then all of you go to bed, and your parents wake you up and say you're going in the room, you're going to sleep. You think we'll really come back to those days? Liberia will really come back? Russell, what do you think?
You said what was that?
I know you're busy. Let me leave you. I'm asking, do you think we'll really come back to those days? Those good old days? When children used to play and have fun?
I mean, they're playing and having fun now. It's their version of playing and having fun. I mean, it's different from our version. Every generation is going to have, a different time, but that they're going to consider fun and good time. It will be different for our generation and our time, but it is still fun nonetheless. I mean, it's a completely different environment. There are completely different dynamics. So things are going to be different. But when we look back at that time, and we look back and said, man, our time was the best. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, everybody's looking at their time and thinking that their time is the best. They didn't, we didn't have this sort of penetration of the internet and communications and cell phones and, like we have now. So folks are going to look at that and say, hey, this is the ideal and the best time to be around. I mean, people can look at the innocence of back then and see it as a great time. So, it's all relative, Stanton. It's all relative.
You are right. It is. You are right. And we're going to jump into our show. Right now it's 4:30, 9:30 in Liberia, 4:30 Eastern time. I want to welcome each and every one of you. Our brother, Emmanuel George, Dr. George, we want to say thanks for joining us always. We're going to bring in our brother, Jefferson Cheston. Indeed, it's good to have you. The Chief Fubi Henrys, as always. Wanto T12, it's good to have you. My brother, VP, Vendetta Patrick, as always, we appreciate you joining us on Spoon. Guys, today is Tuesday. Today is Bible study days, 7 p.m. and I'm out, which of course will be 12 a.m. I hope you can join me, that we can do the show 1 hour. Actually, that would be what? 1 hour, 30 minutes? No, 5, 6, 7, 2 hours, 30 minutes or so. Yes, I think so. It's now 30 right now, but we got a lot to cover. We got a report today from the SOEs. I will be sharing it with you guys. Some SOE have contributed LTA Maritime. I will share with you. We saw Sekou Dukle today inform the lawmakers, the Senate. He presented his document. We will wait. They asked him to come back tomorrow. We will wait once he explains, and then we will tell you our version. Thank God the government have taken, some lawmakers have taken siege of this thing. They are concerned where the people money going. Again, we'll discuss it. But it's important for you to know this is nothing personal. We ask a simple question. You know, you can go and insult. If you want to insult, that's fine. But where's the Liberian people money? That's the question. So what we have to do, what we gathered to do, we'll be sharing with you. Some SOE, Maritime, LTA, you know, they say, listen, Stanton, we can tell you that we try. It may not be to, you know, what we budgeted or allocated in the 2024 budget or 2025 budget, but we are getting there. So is that a good news? We will explain it. Now, those individuals that are refusing at all to contribute, what I'm looking at, it will shock you. So we'll discuss it again. Separately on the agenda today, the lawmakers, the House of Representatives, adding additional 14 seats. I believe you guys got that. I mean, a lot of lawmakers are angry today. These guys that are getting over $16 million, they're going to add additional 14 seats. You know, these guys are, listen, it's illegal. Is it illegal? Is that what the law said? We will be discussing it. So I hope we're going to talk about SOEs. We're going to talk about the additional 14 seats in the House. And then now, you got to understand, the Senate not adding any, only the House, additional 14 seats. And someone said, yeah, we should talk about Sarah Beslow and the Foreign Affairs. Sarah Beslow and the Foreign Affairs, they were able, again, to bring in $124 million for 5 years, you know, help to the health sector in our country. But then I say CDC said, oh, no, that's more money. We brought in $640 million. Who cares? I mean, this is why, you know, I can take a different position because nobody knows where, you know, from whence I come. CDC brought in 640. That's for the health sector. Thank God for that. Jose Yuma Bwaga bringing in 124 million. Thank God for it. If you divide 25 million a year in our health sector, that's something. But here's the bigger picture, though. We're talking about this money coming in, but our own natural resources, we're abusing it. And that's what we should look at. It's good that the American government is going to help. We need it. We need it bigly. So we're talking about Sarah Beslow, Yanti, and the foreign ministry, and the other people gave her F. We will be grading this government starting next week. So I don't want us to grade yet. I saw Front Page Africa did their own grading. And then we'll discuss it. A lot of stuff, again, the Austin case, the fire case, the government changing the story. Russell, the government, the prosecution team, they are changing the story. We found a man in this job, but now we found Barrow. We said matching in this cartoon, but now, so we want to get into it, and I hope that we can hear from the defense lawyer team that they can tell us exactly what they are thinking, because we are in the courtroom, we are following the case likewise. So we'll talk about that. We got a lot to cover today in 1 hour, maybe 2 hours. We got a lot to cover. And I want to say welcome each and every one of you. You know exactly what you're talking about. You know what you got on your mind. We see that 1 minute, guys. This is getting serious. This is getting serious. All right. So we want to say to all of you again, welcome. The Commerce Ministry doing her own thing. My data, what's her name? Magdalene Dakosa. We'll discuss her. The Internal Affairs, they are refusing to pay some chiefs and others. They have written us again. We flag that today. And yet from Francis Yumani, why is he refusing to pay them? But through it all and for it all, we want to say welcome to the Spoon Talk. Let's get into it. Let's discuss issues of national concern. 30 seconds each, guys. We'll start with our brother, the Chief Fubi Aaron. Chief Fubi, what brought you in today, my friend?
Yeah, so thank God. We look forward to a good show and good evening to everybody. Yes, like you just highlighted the issue of the National Traditional Council that works at the Ministry of Internal Affairs. You know, it's unfortunate that you will go within 2 years within this regime, and they minister refused to pay the people, and there is no redress from anybody in authority in the government, both the legislature or the executive, and that's sad. You cannot have a minister that decides by himself that he will not pay a certain group of people that work. If you tie with the people's service, the best thing you do is pay them off and terminate their services. Then they all go home. They know that they are paid off and they go home. But you can't allow them to keep going to the offices every day, and you cannot solve that issue. That's unfortunate on the part, and I think the government needs to take ownership of this and don't allow this to happen, because there are a lot of other issues that you see around, people not being paid, people being laid off some kind of way. And I think it's you don't play with people just earning. When people earn something, if you don't want their services, you terminate them and pay them off. Let them go in peace.
Thank you. We have that down with the Internal Affairs Ministry, and we will be discussing it. I want to bring you in, my brother Vendetta Patrick. 30 seconds. What's on your mind? What brought you in today, sir?
So, see, it's good to be back tonight. Today, the Minister of Justice was at the Capitol building, either today or yesterday. I was reading the news story. And it's disheartening to know that the budget of the ministry is around $9 or $10 million. On yesterday also, many people were crying with respect to the quantum of cases that the government has not been able to prosecute. And I'm sitting here reflecting, because rule of law falls directly under the arrest agenda. The last time we complained about the Ministry of Agriculture, today we are also seeing a significant reduction in the Ministry of Justice budget. How do we hold people accountable? Because when you talk about prosecution, CEO, as a former prisoner, not on accusations of crime that are committed, but, made up story, and I was exonerated. When you go to the prison compound, you see individuals just in Maserati go across Liberia. There are people incarcerated. There's no justice. By this time, we expect a significant amount of money to be given to the Minister of Justice to hire best lawyer, fast track some of those cases.
Let's make that a topic, and then we can write it down. Did you call the budget for the Minister of Justice? Can you call it and share it for us?
Okay, I will.
Yeah,
I can do it.
we gotta put it up, and that budget at MOJ. I heard something too, but we'll discuss it. We'll do a one round of conversation on it, because I understand your concern and it's important. But thank you very much, Vendetta. Wanto, let's hear you.
So there's a lot to talk about. One is I think my concern is the reception from government officials on criticism. I think public servants must have the highest level of tolerance to improve their output, specifically when it comes to governance. A very interesting article I share with you, Stanton. I'm going to share the article in the group chat. So when Front Page Africa brought out their verdict, there's been exceptional, concerns around government officials. Some even accuse Front Page Africa of not being able to, they don't have money to buy grades for F. There's a very comprehensive rebuttal from Front Page Africa, and that's one of the aspects I'm going to talk about. Again, as usual, I embrace the accomplishment from the Minister of Foreign Affairs. As a Liberian, I think it's a proud moment. I have absolutely, no criticism for that. But there's a lot to talk about. I'm also interested in the SOE conversation, which we started yesterday, Stanton. I think revenues must be a critical hallmark of governance. Whether you like it or not, we must be able to speak about the revenue deliverable across SOE. And I'm looking forward to have a conversation with that today and tomorrow. And the final thing that brought me here today is to talk about governance across Liberia, and especially with unemployment and several other issues that are very important to the conversation we are having. So looking forward to a very interesting conversation today. with the amazing panelists here, and also you as host, Stanton.
Thank you very much, Wanto. Thank you a lot. It's good to have you on. Brother Russell.
Thank you, Stanton. I just would like to uplift and amplify the efforts being made by the Traffic Enforcement Unit of the Liberia National Police and the work that they're doing. Phenomenal work. Superintendent Melvin Gray and Assistant Police Commissioner Juan Cooper heading the bicycle patrol unit. There are a lot of people coming to town now because of the holiday, the Christmas and New Year season. And so there'll be a lot of activities on our roads. So I'd just like to applaud the efforts that the Liberia National Police, what it is doing to try to ensure that we enforce the traffic laws in the country, that we keep people safe. And so when you see those guys out there, please give them your support and encourage them as best as you can, and please cooperate with them. And so they're going out in force, doing some very active community policing. I think is one of the things that the people would like to see, that the police are out there in the various communities, interacting with folks and ensuring that everyone is safe, including the motorists as well. So I just like to highlight and amplify the efforts of the traffic control unit there at the Liberia National Police. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Russell. Thanks a lot. We want to monitor, and then we're going to go ahead and bring in our brother Jefferson Chessie. Jeff, it's good to have you on.
Stanton, good evening, and good evening to our panelists. Today looks like it's going to be a very, very good show. But Stanton, my attention has just been drawn to the way the Unity Party, this government as a whole, they are so intolerant and hate criticism, and they don't like to be held accountable. I see that they are now attacking and insulting Front Page Africa for the assessment they've made and grading of the government and its officials. You see on Facebook, they're attacking Front Page Africa, but this was the same Front Page Africa that they hailed when they made assessment of previous government. When Front Page Africa graded the CDC government, the Unity Party folks, those in power now, were the one lifting those reports. They were happy, they were praising Front Page Africa. But now they're attacking and insulting. In fact, they've said that the grading is not credible. This is how intolerant this government is. This is how they hate to be held accountable. Today they are attacking.
It just topic. We got your topic, Jefferson. Let's do a 30-second topic. We can explain on it later. Okay. Dr. Bobla, welcome to the show. It's good to have you on today. We missed you yesterday. What's on your mind?
Thank you, CEO. Good evening. Good evening to my friends. Good evening to all those who watch and listen. I'm telling you, man, a lot of people watch the show, CEO. I get stuff from all around the world. I'm not kidding you. So let's keep talking. Let's keep it constructive. Let's keep it solution-oriented. I'm here because I like to be part of the solution. Russell was saying something, and I just want to footnote that because I had a meeting with the Minister of Transport, and we're just talking. I wanted to just find out how things are going in ministry. It's connecting. And he was talking about signage. They got some big signage now, Stanton, out in different parts of the city, which is very helpful. Informal education. What does this mean? What does that mean? It helps with traffic management because it's crazy in this town driving. And then community policing start to pick up. We talk about that for a lot. And I appreciate IG Coleman and the police to start to pick that. We'll see more bicycle police moving to our community. That's good. What I would like to see now is the tags and license plates. Never in the history of our country did we ever run a situation where people just drive without license plates. And license plates are important because a lack of it suggests that we are not tight in our rule of law. Well, it affects people perception, it affects the investors' mentality, and affect prices. So I hope we can get to a place quickly where every vehicle that apply the street of Monrovia, Liberia, have a tag on it like we did before the war. I look forward to the show, CEO. I think it's going to be a good show.
Yeah, it will. Thank you very much. We see our brother ANC, Emmanuel George, smiling in the back. It's good to have you, brother George. I mean, what's coming from your camp?
Oh, we are great. We had a very successful weekend in Minnesota, as I told you about on the show on Sunday. So it's great. But what on my mind today, actually, I've been looking and re-looking at the image that my dear friend and one of our panelists, Mr. Paul Kennedy, posted in our chat room of this beautiful young lady standing in the middle of potholes in the streets of Monrovia. I'm very concerned about that. Look, when President Sirleaf took over in 2005, one of the first things she did was to pave the roads in the city and then pave the road to Buchanan, Grand Bassa County. It is disheartening that years after all those investments and even forming what we call the roads funds to put money aside to repair our road, that we have such a picture coming out of our country. What is actually happening? What are they doing with all these monies we're setting aside? The road funds, what are they doing with it? Are they not using it to repair the roads, or are they using it to build more roads? Are they not maintaining the existing roads in the country? We cannot develop a thriving economy without taking care of the roads that we have. We have to maintain what we have now in order for us to build on what we have. So I'm very concerned about that, and I hope the Ministry of Public Works is actually taking this into consideration. That those kind of potholes in the city is not acceptable, and that the monies from the road funds were being used to maintain the existing roads in the capital. Thank you.
I don't think that picture, we should show that picture. Are you sure you're thinking about the road when you're looking at that photo?
Steto, I really don't know why you were thinking about it.
Wait. You know, everybody in the chat room, I mean, we avoided that. Is there any other way we can show different potholes, different roads? Are you sure you're looking at the pot? Russell, should we show the picture? Can we see the potholes you're talking about?
But have we verified that is indeed Liberia, though, a part of Monrovia? Are we certain?
I think we shouldn't lift that picture because
I don't think we should lift that.
No, it's what do you mean? They're not talking about potholes. You talk about the what do you mean with that?
It's not Liberia.
Jefferson Chelsea that want to hold the government feet to the fire say we shouldn't talk about potholes.
No, but that picture is not from Liberia, so let's not lift it. That's what I'm saying.
But that's what I'm saying. If it's not from Liberia, then let the brother tell us that it's not from Liberia. But the brother is saying, since this morning, everything that went through that chat room, that the only one here, Akash.
Hey, looking for it too.
I'm looking for it. That a bubble can send it to me because I believe you're looking at it too. That a bubble.
That a problem you're looking at it too.
Dr. Buckler doesn't even know what you're talking about.
No. That a bubble like Cuba.
No, Stanton, I wasn't looking at it. I didn't even know what you're talking about.
Wait.
Ask one to the one that saved the picture.
I don't know what he was looking at, but Dr. Brobler, we know we're looking at the potholes on the road. I don't know what Stanton was looking at. And that is possible. People are saying, if you drive on the Somalia Drive right now, the new how to go to freeway.
I just said it a differential.
I beg you. Yeah. No, to be frank, right? To be frank, I think I would agree with you. This is spoon talk. We talk about everything, right? Dalabobla one tells that he didn't see the picture in the chat room today. Dalabobla.
He saw it, but he didn't see the pothole.
I saw the picture.
Because I'm arguing potholes.
Wait,
I saw the picture. Seriously. I didn't know what part of the city that was. I saw the picture, and honestly, I didn't know. I'm here. I drive around the city town all day. I didn't know what part of that place.
So welcome to Spoon Talk, right? Share the show. Our brother from ANC, he raised a good topic, and we'll start with that topic. A lot of potholes in the country. And Paul Kennedy, a wicked man like Paul Kennedy, sharing the picture along with Emmanuel George. And they said the government will fix all the potholes. I don't know. I mean, I'm going to show the picture because I think there's a lot of potholes in the country. Is this a picture you're looking at, ANC, Emmanuel George? Emmanuel?
Yes, that's a picture that was placed in the chat room by our brother Paul Kennedy.
But that's the picture that talks about all these different potholes, right? Why keep it? Talk to me. What about this picture that is so important for us to discuss today, Emmanuel?
Santo, you can't see the potholes?
How many potholes we got in the picture?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Thank you, Phoebe.
You know that a Boble. Are you seeing the potholes that a Boble?
See, let's move, man. Let's move.
That's what I want us to have. You brought it up, not me. You brought it up. Is this Liberia though? Is this Liberia? Is it Bata?
No, not Liberia.
Emmanuel, is this Liberia?
Okay, so
give me 1 minute. I'm confirming from.
So let's assume it is. It is not. The issue is we got potholes. We need to fix them, whether it's on this street or any street. Like Dr. George was saying, we separated this. We created this new agency called the Road Fund. We move it from Public Works so it can focus more on road maintenance, road construction. Let's fix roads because roads are critical to movement facilitates socioeconomic development. So whether in Liberia or in a different place, I was just trying to put it in a particular place that I couldn't, off the top of my head, just say where exactly. I want to say down Waterside, but I couldn't.
Yes, I understand. I understand. Can you speak to this? Let me move. Russell, because I won't put the picture up. Russell, can you speak to these activities? You are a strong advocate about bad roads. We're not hearing you, Russell. You're a very strong advocate about bad roads. What say you?
What I say is that we need to invest more time and more effort in ensuring that our roads are pliable, that they are properly maintained, and they're maintained all the time. We put on some sort of schedule. I'm not sure how many miles of paved roads we have.
So this road is not pliable, right?
Huh?
This road is not pliable, right?
No. This road is going. It's an economic issue too. If you look at it, because it's going to damage your cars.
The road is an economic issue.
Well, of course, because if your cars. If you are spending a lot of money to repair your cars because your shaft are broken or your ball joint.
Russell, how many think they estimate?
See, you ask if Russell actually look at it, bro. Because I'm
I mean, if right in front of me, the immediate picture right in front of me, Wanto, is a very big pothole right there. I mean, you can see it. I mean, it's, even though I wear glasses, but it's pretty obvious. And there's a pretty big round pothole right there.
What do you think about this? What do you think about it, bro? It's not pliable for me.
Yeah, I can see the differential. The differential, can damage, and then can cause the driver to have accident because they will stop looking at the potholes and they will be driving straight into them. Looking on the other side, that differential is very, very, very distracting.
I beg for us to proceed. Vandana, you want to say anything? We can give you the last word, then we will leave. Bad road condition though.
No, I think that is not Liberia. I think Paul intentionally posted that photo just to spike conversation from a more socially progressive perspective. Yeah, to entertain our eyes. I think that was the intent, not really on the basis of potholes. Yeah, even I think such was something we observed during the war, you know, like when there was 14-year civil unrest. When we came, this is how some part of Monrovia was like. But after Ellen left and George we can't find something like that. Yeah. So
I'm going to call Public Work Minister to
Vendetta, when last you drove from Gabriel Tucker Bridge to Broadway?
Yeah, just Sunday. I went all the way beyond Hotel Africa. I think
go Benson Street. Benson Street, Lane Street, go on the street. The guy
so right now on Benson Street, today I passed there. I think there is a road construction ongoing now. I think I saw.
So let's move on. You know, for me, I would say our feeder roads need to be taken care of. We need some serious construction. The Liberian people can see for themselves. You know, the drainage system is bad in the country. To you, my brother Emmanuel George, that's a good talking point. Good topic you brought up today. I would just pray that you're looking at the road condition and only the road condition. So I want to say, yes, indeed. You get good eyes. You will help Mr. Cummings repair those roads. Thank you very much, Fubi. The man will help Mr. Cummings to fix those roads that have bad potholes. And I was surprised that the Bubler said he didn't see it. You know, that Bubler is cool like hell. But let's move on, guys. A great conversation today. That Bubler getting in trouble, right?
I'll pray for you, see. I'll pray for you.
I need a friend at the Bubler. But let's talk about this though. Addition, redistributing, creating new district. I want to hear from you, Dr. Bubler. You man, when you talk about decentralization and all the issues, this fall right there. Today, the House took up this thing, 14 additional seats. The chairman on this, his name is Romeo Quay from Sano County. He didn't even give Sano one seat. He's the chairman right there. He didn't give Sano one seat, but there you go. We have Bowman, we have Bond County, Grand Bassa, Grand Cape Mount, Grand Jada, Grand Crew, Lofa, McGibby, Maryland, Moserado, and Nimba. 14 seats. Dr. Bubler, what say you? Do you think we need additional seats at this time?
You know, Stanton, I actually spent some time today looking at the data. You know, one of those areas is right where I live, in District 1, you know, try to redistrict it. District 1 is pretty expansive. It goes from down here in Lower Magibby, where I am, Boys Town Junction, Shuffling Town, and then it goes all the way on the other side, going toward Kakata Way. So it's pretty kind of awkward. A lot of land to cover. So here's my thought. So today, I've been thinking, you know, I looked at the data, I'm thinking, okay, redistricting, adding more persons, making the district smaller, more manageable, allowing representatives and stuff, leaders, to be able to connect with the people, pay attention to those areas, and try to bring what's needed there is good. The flip side, though, as I consider this, is the cost. Are we talking 14 additional seats at the current salary and benefit levels, or are we ready to make a bold move, lower the benefits, spread it out so people can be able to work more with the people in the district, since they have a smaller range, more representatives to work with? If the latter is the case, then I think it's not a bad thing for the country. But if we're just adding 14 more and we're talking same pay level, same benefit, At this time, when we're still in an economically constricted environment, I think that would be challenging for us. So, God, to me, there's a plus and a minus.
Thank you, Dr. Bobla. Thank you very much. Emmanuel, let's hear you, though. What do you think? Redistributing, creating more seat, 4, as a matter of fact, 4 in Moserado. Moserado will be getting 4. And the speaker, Representative Kuhn, want to, create another one between District 11, 12, and 13 in Moserado to give him a chance that original countrymen shouldn't run on his side. But we get original countrymen positioned here. The second largest district, District 17, will be divided when you talk about going down into Carisburg. They are all, working on this thing. But the overall, the Liberian people need to know, Emmanuel, do you think we need additional seat in the House?
Well, I think I will toe the line of Dr. Bobla and expand it a bit. Our constitution, I believe, I think it calls for between 20 to 50,000 persons in a district. And once there's an increase in population, there should be a creation of a new district to speak to the population increment. But looking at the mathematics, what we see, and that the House of Representatives, the legislature right now, currently costs the Liberian people around $25 million annually. And we have not benefited from the 73 we have plus the 30 that we have. We have not fully benefited from the work they are doing. So this will be an added budgetary toll on the Liberian people when we have not seen a significant increase in revenue. So at this point in time, whereby legally it may be right, but at this point in time, until we can tighten the screws, until the speaker can stop driving with convoy that have vehicles that is costing us a lot of money, until the salary increment, the legislature can bring the salary down, I think we should take a while to have this conversation of redistricting and adding additional 14 members of the members to the House of Representatives, because it's going to be very expensive, and we are not benefiting from the 73 we have there right now. We can see it in the country. In fact, we are still struggling from check and balance. Many of the members of the legislature goes in at independent and comes out as stooge to the ruling party. In fact, it's difficult for us to even draw a strong line of demarcation between opposition member of the legislature and the member of the legislature that support the ruling party. So we still struggle with check and balance. So yes, I think our constitution calls for when there's population increase, there should be increase in representation. But financially, it's very expensive for us. It's difficult for us, and I think the Liberian people will not benefit from additional 14 new members of the House of Representatives.
Who benefit?
All the individuals that go in the House of Representatives, they benefit. They raise their salary. They find it difficult to reduce their salary. It's the speaker that is driving in a convoy that is almost the size of the vice president and the president. The vice president is also driving a convoy that may be almost the size of the president. When I was growing up, the vice president had two bag riders in front of him. He went to work easily. The speaker drove with us all in the residency with all a major convoy. But now we're spending a lot of money for the speaker office. We're spending a lot of money on the legislature. And I mean, if you ask any Liberian, many of us don't see what we are benefiting, whether it is representation or whether it is or oversight. We don't see it. See how it benefits us right now.
Thank you. And to those of you that listen to us share the show, we are on Voice of Liberia. We are on Super FM, Fabric FM, Spoon FM. You can find us. Thank you for joining us on the radio. But this is very important. Additional seat. We have 73 members from the House of Representatives. There are 73, right? 14 out of it will be 87, if my math is correct. Do you think we need additional seat? What's the benefit, Russell? What's the benefit of having additional 14 seat? You got to unmute, Russell.
Yeah, sorry about that. I mean, like, so, I mean, as Dr. George and Dr. Berkeley have already stated, I mean, this is a constitutional requirement. And for somebody who was directly impacted from redistricting, so I know the importance of it. I think Dr. George, I explained that to you the last time when you were here, when we met. So it's a constitutional requirement. Now, you know, if it is done properly, it ensures, you know, proportional representation, you know, equitability, and all of that within the process. Now, I hear the argument that both Dr. George and Dr. Brooklet just made for and against adding more seats, 14 more congressional or legislative seats. So, you know, so I understand that. For me, it's sort of difficult because I'm one of those who, you know, I'm an institutionalist, a traditionalist who would like to see us follow and abide by the Constitution, because we talked about it here all the time. We talk about we frown on instances where the Constitution is violated, or when it is violated. We talked about that. So this is one of those times too where this is required by the Constitution. After every decennial census, you know, I mean, like it's done here in America, you know, it calls for some redistricting, so to ensure proportional representation. But the argument about the cost of it and the budget that it would require to make that happen, so I'm troubled by that. I think a lot of people will be troubled by that. So I'm sort of in the middle, Stanton, as far as this is concerned. I understand the need, but who is going to benefit? I mean, I think we have to fix some things, but you cannot have your cake and eat it too, so to speak. So if we are going to respect the Constitution, and someone who love to see that we respect and abide by constitutional provisions, why it is true, I agree, we may not have the money, and these guys abuse the process, and you know, they have a bloated budget, they're running around in all these cars and stuff like that. I decry that, but I will stick to the constitutional provision that we must abide by what the Constitution says that we must do. And in this case, when we have a census after every 10 years, we must do this redistricting exercise to ensure equitability and ensure proportional representation.
Okay, thank you very much. This is fair. This is for the Liberian people, because it will be very interesting. We are taking those seats from 73 to 87. And if you add the 15 lawmakers that will be running, you just got to understand that that will be 87 plus 15, which of course going to give you 102, if my math is correct. Then you add the president and the vice president, we are talking about 104 vacant seat coming up that will be available 2029. We're talking about 104 individuals seat. Let me come to you, Vandella Patrick. What say you? You're a strong advocate when it comes to Malgibi. You push for this kind of thing. Do you think it's necessary? Now, I'm not talking about who it would benefit, because anybody will run for that seat, it's clear. But would the people benefit with this additional seat, the Liberian people? Vandella?
So, CEO, I'm in support of the seats because it's legal. Attempting to question the appropriation of additional 14 seats is to condemn your very constitution. So those who want to condemn the action by the national legislature, it means they don't respect the Constitution. But tomorrow morning, when something happens, they will quote the very Constitution to protect them. Look, let me read Article 80D of the Liberian Constitution so people can listen. Article 80D of the Liberian Constitution states, each constituency shall have an approximately equal population of 20,000 of such number of citizens as the legislature shall prescribe in keeping with population growth and movements as revealed by a national census, provided that the total number of electoral constituencies in the Republic shall not exceed 100. This constitutional provision is stating clearly, when they say constituency, they're talking about the lower house now. In fact, you're talking about additional something. In the future, we got 13 more to go. So the one you're talking, that Tabata, we got 13 more coming, maybe after another census. Every 10 years, there is a census. The last census was conducted between November 14 to December 20, I stand to be corrected, in 2022. By right 2023 elections, this action by the national legislature should have taken place. But for some reason, maybe budgetary constraint or maybe timing, it did not happen. So the legislature is acting in consonance with the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia. This is constitutional. On the basis of morality.
Let me ask you a question. VP, let me ask you a question. I don't think the question is anyone saying this is not constitutional. That's not the argument for most of your colleagues here on set. We are just saying, will it actually benefit? Now, two questions. I want you to take this one first. The Liberian people. Two, and you stay with it. I will take my position too. Two, 14 seats. Not in all counties, though. What say you about that? Some counties were left out. They didn't meet the threshold.
That was my argument is into for legality and morality. On the legal aspect, it's okay. Morally, I don't even think we should have this number, additional 14. It's a burden to the country. Not just legislative seats. I want to see a comprehensive, government, small government. There's some of those bureaus and agencies. They don't require any money. It's not just legislative seat, but some of those agencies were created for political accommodation. Maybe somebody campaign and they have to put the person there. They all a bureau. They all want. We got to condense. I want to see a small government with small ministry and agency. So, I mean, it doesn't make sense. You know how many people are going to generate? Multiply 15,000 by 14 new seats. We're going to get them car. They're going to be using.
But for that, I'm confused. Though. You just, I'm confused. Then you really confusing me. I beg you. Let me give you additional 30 seconds, VP.
No, I'm not confused. I'm saying
let me ask you now. Then you clarify my confusion. Can we do that?
Okay, good.
Okay. What's your main position here? Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Should it go on, or you say no, don't do it? I mean, what? Just give us a straightforward.
So I was saying. No, the argument was since today. Other people were blaming the lawmaker. They are bad. Why they have to give 14 seats? I'm saying legally they are acting in line with the Constitution, but morally, because if they refuse, they will be violating the Constitution. But morally, it's wrong. We should not do it. Why should we give additional 14 seats? My point is, if we say, you know what? 14 seats, it should not be allied because it will not help us. That means we are telling our lawmakers to violate the Constitution. They should not do it because it will please us. Tomorrow, when they go beyond to violate the very Constitution, they will be yelling all around here. So it's good to be balanced.
Thank you. See you.
But between myself, why do we have 14 seats? In conclusion, the best way to solve this, if we don't solve it now, 13 more seats coming. We could go for referendum. We say, you know what? Let the number stay like this, or it can be reduced. Until that is done, we're going nowhere. And 10 years from now, when census is done, guess what
Thank you.
happened? Additional
Thank
13
you.
seats.
Thank you very much. Okay, Dr. Bobra, real quick, we got to go to the others.
Yeah. So, all things are lawful, but it may not be beneficial. And our Constitution at its core says that the government is of the people, for the people, and by the people, which means the government is all about the people. If we are going to add 14 seats at the same rate, at the same benefit level, at the same cost, when you do the cost-benefit analysis and you put it next to the performance, even from way back to Ellen time, the costs far outweigh the benefits. But if we can lower the benefits and allow smaller districts so people can be able to focus more on the needs of those areas, yes. But if we just maintain a status quo and we just say the Constitution, the Constitution gave us the right, but it doesn't mean we have to do it. You're not following the Constitution if you don't. If the benefit is less than the cost.
Dr. Bobla, you've been saying this thing over and over, and we respect your position. Where are you now on this? Should we go through, get in with this 14 seat, move on, or you totally against it? Forget the legal aspect. It's true, after 10 years, they can redistribute. It's happening here in Texas, in Indiana, they own it. And you know that when Trevor, so the Republican making gains. And in California, it was done. The Democrat took 5 seats. So it's happening. But let's talk about Liberia. What do you think? What can you tell the Liberian people today?
So I think that maybe the lawmakers, maybe the proposal is not complete yet for us, the people, to evaluate. Maybe part 2 is coming, where they will do the benefit part. But if you're just telling us we want to add 14 persons, at, like I said, status quo, meaning everything remain the same, I think this country, we can't afford that at this time. The benefit is less than the cost. But I think that this legislature can make history if they would do the bold thing and lower the benefit and then spread the capability. So now you got 14 more people on ground helping our people at a reasonable, affordable cost. So that we don't suck up all the national resources just for lawmakers.
So my fellow Liberians, while you share the show, talk to us. What do you think? I mean, what are your thoughts? Do you think that these additional seats should be, is it necessary today that we should add them? Or hey, what's the financial issues here? First of all, your 73 members, are they helping you? Fubi, your 73 members, what are they doing for you? Like, bring in, don't tell me, say, it is wrong, no. And my second question to you, Fubi, why not all the 15 counties though? Why some, Fubi?
Yeah, so firstly, for the record, I don't support the additional seats. And to Dr. Bropla's point, whether the guys should do the honorable thing to check their benefit, they're not going to reduce any benefit. So let's leave that other topic. So I was just trying to find the House of Representative budget to see, okay, 2026 budget is about 31 million for the House of Representative alone. So if you take that 31 million and divide that by 73 persons, so one person office going to get about $424,000 US. So per year. So assume that this is the same allotment that will go to the others. So you times this by 14. That's $5.9 million that you adding to the budget. You'll be adding to the budget. It might increase. And you times this by additional 6 years. That's about 35.6 million addition to the budget every other 6 years. It might go up because they have the power to increase their own budget, and the executive cannot do anything about that. And to the question about what are the 73 that we have, what are they doing, whether they are benefiting us, our lawmakers, like we always say, are our problems. And you know, there are laws on the books that have been there since the 70s, since the 60s. They get elected, they don't change the laws. They don't do real lawmaking. They sit and wait for the executive to propose stuff and send bribes to them before they can act. So adding the numbers up, it's not going to change anything. It's not going to improve the life of the people. Go across the different districts. Go into the different counties. We carry our budgets up year after year. But we're still waiting for Kuwaiti funds to face our role. We're still waiting for USAID fund to fund our healthcare. We're still waiting for Swedish fund to fund our agriculture. We're still waiting for European Union to solve our gender issue. The locally generated revenue go into paying salaries and benefits for government officials, including our lawmakers. Go to some other districts. So the impact not being felt. So they are most of them, their offices budget even better, bigger than the county health budgets, bigger than the county educational budgets. So you adding the numbers up, it's just to go and enrich few persons, not to take care of the people. 2016, the lawmakers attempted to change the constitution to add additional 21 seats, 15 for females exclusive, 3 for persons with disability, and 3 for youth. The Senate overwhelmingly passed it. It went to the House of Representatives, they passed a different version, so they needed to meet and concord. And I stepped in with my team and we petitioned the House and we said, look, you guys are proceeding wrongly and you don't have the power to change the constitution on the basis of gender, physical condition or age. And we stepped in, and that time Nukwe was the speaker, and Baron Brown, Representative Baron Brown, at the time took our petition in, and they went in and they voted for our petition to stop their action. That's how they killed our affirmative action bill. Because we advocated to stop it, because the fact that we told them that to change it, you needed to go to referendum for the people to vote and say we want additional 21 seats for gender, persons with disabilities, and people with in youth category. So we're saying the same thing now. The lawmakers have the power to say, yeah, okay, they can, after every census, they can call for threshold or demarcation. But they also have the power to also amend the constitution, push for a runner to increase the threshold instead of leaving it at 20,000 per district. So why they can't be looking at the reverse? They should be looking at amending the threshold, increase the number instead of trying to reduce, instead of to increase more districts.
Phoebe, we got a problem with all the different, benefit want to be in the budget, the gas slip. I'm looking at what Martin Cotton posted. I'm seeing the document here, lawmaker going home with 2,300, 2,400 on gas slip alone, and I can read it for you. You're going to bring additional 14 again. You're doing the math, and the gas slip alone is staggering. And you are talking about, let me see this. This is the fuel gasoline slip allotment to Senate personnel staff, or just the staff alone, the chief of office staff, and the amount of gas slip they're getting, administrative assistant, special assistant, political advisor, legislative research analyst, executive secretary, secretary proper, driver, all these different things. They are making the lowest. But then the representatives themselves, they are in the 2,000, 3,000 on gas slip. It's happening today. Apart from the senators, you bring in additional 14 more want to. And we are here saying why? It's going to go up. But forget, we're talking about the law here. It's legal, but man, it helped the library people. Let's look at District 17. Right now, the representative from District 17, what 11, 17, 15, it must rather know what is he doing. So if you separate and split District 17 with the other lawmaker help, is that what's the mindset here? I mean, what talk to me one two.
So I'm not convinced on the legality aspect of this. One is I've taken an entire comprehensive view of the census. If some of you haven't read the census, the 2022 census, Stanton, there's nowhere in the census that it recommend increasing the number of districts. Nowhere in the census it recommend expanding the legislature, and there's nowhere in the census that I recommend creating special seats. So there are very few numbers. I want to put on my analytics of knowledge here to explain a bit about it. In the number, there are specific counties that we will say have 90,819 population. Grand Coup have 109,342. Papulu has 95,995. Ruroji 124,000, and Sando 151,149. None of these numbers meet the threshold that will justify additional representation. The other thing also that you find in the census report is that the proposal completely ignores the legislature current budget crisis. And this is something that we should pay a lot of attention to. The speaker has an increased budget from $1.6 billion to almost $2 billion. The deputy speaker also have an increased budget. Both the speaker and the legislature have an entertainment budget that is almost $500,000. They have a right to be able to grant that budget as they request it. So the other thing that's also very interesting to note is that none of these solve the representation problem. The census provided women representation, women already in majority in different counties in household, about 40%. So boosting women representation is not a political reform. It's a question driven mostly on the basis of, internal representation issues. Person with disability in the census is 2.2% of the population. I agree on, creating accessibility reform and other appointment opportunity, but that should not be a case for new ideas. There is something we're not paying attention to, Stanton. The legislature is already the most expensive institution in the country. The legislature total budget is around $51.7 million. The House alone is around $31 million. Senate is around $16.4 million. The speaker budget $1.8 million. Deputy speaker $1.4 million. Entertainment of both the speakers is around $500,000. So we should be thinking about the budget. We should be thinking about how we are giving more funding to people that don't have the legislature have never have a comprehensive. There's been no comprehensive audit in the expenditure of the legislature. No transparency in travel. In fact, Stanton, it might shock you to know that the travel budget of the legislature has increased in the current budget draft. So there's a lot of things that we are not talking about. I found no justification. Maybe Vandana, after this information, you rethink his position on this. There is no justification for an increased seat. The most important justification here is for us to be able to look at our spending in the legislature. We are spending. Let's think about what the legislature is producing in terms of innovation and legal laws and reform. We don't find any of these things.
Thank you.
I do not support this, Stanton. I have no support for this proposal, and I think it's wrong.
Thank you very much, Juan. To Jeff, let's hear you, Jeff.
Senator, basically, for once, Phoebe have said something on this show that I will agree with him. And it really doesn't make any sense. The 73 lawmakers that they are already burdened to the Liberian people. Stanton, people came from nowhere. Very poor people, wretched poor people became lawmakers and became millionaires in our country at the expense of the Liberian people by exploiting the budget. Then they're asking us to add 14 more parasites to our already suffering budget. It's unfair. It's unacceptable in our country. I think what the lawmakers should be thinking about now is how to create jobs for ordinary Liberian people, the young people in our country. How do we create more jobs instead of creating more seats for themselves? It's sad because the burden of our country is at the legislature. If we get rid of that legislature, trust me. But look at the amount of money and want to just read the figure and see how much of our national budget alone that is going towards only the representatives. It's a burden for us. It's a burden for our country. Then you want to add 14 more seats. It's troubling. People became rich for just becoming representative. Today, they are millionaires. You want us to know where to take that money from? From the budget, from our country. Then you want us to add 14 more seats. Then it doesn't make any sense. How these 14 seats are going to benefit the Liberian people? What amount of development is it going to bring? How is it going to improve the lives of the ordinary Liberians? These are the questions we should be asking. I think it's completely unaccepted, and Liberians should reject it. We should rise up and reject this additional 14 seats for once in our country.
Thank you very much. Welcome to the show, Gray. Let's hear you, Colonel Gray.
Thank you, Stanton. Good day, gentlemen. Stanton, democracy is a very tenuous action. It's very difficult to keep up with the basic tenets of democracy. But if you ask me, I would say maybe the focus should have been on constitutional reform. If somebody can introduce a reformation of our constitution to include some of these basic things we're talking about, there's no way where you have a constitution and people determine their own salary. Public money, how they expend public money to benefit them most. Man by nature was selfish. You put me there, I'll do the same thing. I will try to cater to me first before anybody else. That's why I should be stopped by improving the laws. When we say constitutional reform, we look at power, power be shifted towards municipal government, for instance. Let those people be elected. Let the people have the ability to recall lawmakers. These kinds of fine prints, when you put them in the Constitution, you will, the number right now is staggering 73, and you add, I think I had 14. It means the budget is going upwards in that particular division of our government. But if they are productive, and those who are unproductive were able to replace them with people who have the ability to work, I think people will not be so drawn too much to go to the House of Legislature. Right now, it's just a place to go and sit. At the end of the month, you collect whatever you can collect. For most people, some people have been there forever. They've not even introduced the first legislation. Imagine. And those individuals, you have people coming from the Southeast. By margin of growth there, the population is always smaller, so there will be unproportional representation when it comes to areas like the Southeast. So you're increasing the seats of other counties that are already, governed by an imperial presidential, protocol. By virtue of the president appoints superintendent and all of these people, it benefits the bigger cities or bigger municipal area than maybe places like the Southeast. So my argument is that, look, let's see if we can do constitutional reform and trash most of these smaller things as a democracy. But if we want to perfect democracy, we must not hold only one portion of the law that says after 10 years, we redistrict and increase the legislature. As opposed to, if we want to make laws, let's say, look, superintendent and others must be elected so that when people disobey, their people have the right to call them, to recall them, and put somebody there.
So, Colonel Gray, let me ask you. I'll put this up, right? 2022 census from Legis. Is this redistribution fair? Let's look at bombing population and look at Sano population. Why wouldn't them give Sano a seat? Sano at 2.9, bombing at 2.5. You can go through the numbers, right? Right. What was the share of population as of 2022? What do you think they refused Sano a seat, but they went about to give seat to bombing, that Sano have more population than bombing. And these are the issues lawmakers today, they were talking about. They were concerned. What kind of game? Why we can't just do it right? If we believe in redistribution, why can't we just say, you know what? Based on the population, we have to redistribute and let's do it. But you refuse to give those that have the most population a seat. And Bomi getting a seat with 2.5. And look at Sano at the bottom, 2.9. Roberto, what running through your head here? Let us go through these different accounting, 15 of them. Moserado get four seats, okay. They have the highest population. Let's go to Nima and see what Nima going to get here. Yes, indeed, 11.8. They're giving Nima 2. Let's go to Bon County. Bon is 8.9. They're giving Bon 2. But then when we're coming down, then things begin to take a different turn. So let's keep this up for a minute and let's hear you. Why do you think these guys playing game? Even if they agree that's the law, let's do it. Why are they not being fair?
Well, a lot of time when they try to redistrict like this, they're trying to see certain areas of the country becoming, like breadbasket or becoming more the productive.
But that's not what the laws say.
That's what I'm saying, because if we're going by what the law says, Sino would have gotten something.
Exactly. So I agree with you. I mean, this is politics, right? This is people are saying this is intentional. Let me bring in Russell. The reason why I bring in Russell, you're a politician here, Russell. You see the argument from Indiana, from California, from Texas. People say, well, it should happen in Chicago, in the blue state too. The Republicans say we're going to do even more because we got to keep this thing next year. Russell, look at Liberia today. Liberia now, they're being unfair with the redistribution. They're being totally unfair. Sano is about 400,000 more than Bomi, but you're giving Bomi a seat and you're not giving Sano a seat. What say you, Russell?
No, they didn't get Bomi seat. Bomi is 0.
Thank you very much. Let me just come. Which one of the seats? Thank you very much for that correction. Not Bomi. Let me flash this thing all up again. Thank you very much. What we got? We got Grand Cape Mount. Let me put it up again. One of this county that gave them the seat. I may be wrong. Not Bomi. You are quite correct. We got Lofa, Maigibi. We got Maryland, and we got Grand Jita. So let's go through with the redistribution. Sano is 2.9. Thank you very much for that correction, Phoebe. Bomi, they didn't get a seat at 2.5. Grand Cape Mount, 3.4. Grand Cape Mount. Maryland is what? 3.3. Maigibi, of course, Maigibi will come higher because they're right there in Moserado. Phoebe, thank you for your correction. Grand Jita get what? What is Grand Jita's seat? 4.1. Thank you very much for the correction, Phoebe. Thank you. So, but Russell, let me ask you, if the redistribution trend here is good that Phoebe corrected us and we accept that. Let me ask you, why did stop only to the 14th seat of redistributing? Why was the threshold only to 14?
Well, thanks. And I'm not sure, but when these processes, are taking place, and I have, like you correctly said, I have personally participated in them. I've personally been impacted by redistricting. So I know the impact of it. And our redistricting year, for example, we had to sign off on it. I mean, but we were not doing any sort of monkey business with it. But as we're seeing here in the U.S. at the national level, and apparently what is happening there in Liberia to the national level, is that you have what we call here gerrymandering, where you have politicians intentionally changing the district or redistricting to personally benefit them or to benefit the parties. And so apparently this is part of what is going on in Liberia. And I do agree with what a number of folks have said, and the passion, but we cannot treat this like some sort of emotional issue. We have to look at the facts. And I know, Conor Gray, I spoke to that too. So if we have to abide by the Constitution standard, we have to abide by the Constitution. And I do understand the argument on the other side, because one thing that Dr. Amos Sawyer once said was that democracy flourishes when institutions are strong, leaders are responsible, and citizens actively participate in governance. And if the citizens are not actively participating in our governmental processes, it's going to be, chaos. It's going to be a mess. And what these lawmakers are doing, if they're gerrymandering, this redistricting, that it's a problem, because the Constitution requires that each legislative district, each congressional district should contain approximately the same population. So if you have an area where you have more population than the other, but the area that doesn't have an increase in population, they're getting a legislative seat. Clearly, that's gerrymandering. Clearly, that's illegal, and it needs to be stopped.
And that's where we're coming from. But let's look at the population, Phoebe. Sorry, we saw the bond as, we made a mistake with that bonding thing, and thank you for the correction. So we accept that. Let's look at the population. Are we looking at 20,000 in a district or more? What's the max, Phoebe?
Yeah, according to the Constitution, it says 20,000, but it also says that the total number of representatives cannot pass 100. And that means you have to use the 100. You got to use the 100 at the benchmark in this case, because if you use the 20,000, Bombing, for example, we have six districts. Montserrat, for example, will have about 96 districts. So it is the 100 benchmark that they're using. So
the 100 benchmark, then we need, it should be the additional 27 seat, right?
Yeah.
So if that's the additional 27 seat, if we look at the last census from these different counties, all other counties, the district, to have district. The question is that why are they short of giving those counties that have most population and most seats? Because when we heard the thing, we were talking about 23 new seats, additional 23 new seats. Can anybody tell us? I'm going to call Romeo Representative Romeo from district, from Sano County, to give us reason. Why they stop at 14, and that's what we were. Why 14? Why couldn't go? To talk to me, food, because this is like gerrymandering, though, in favor of the government mostly. Is that what you're thinking? That's what the opposition are saying. Gave Nema County 2 extra seats, gave Bond County 2 extra seats. But I told somebody today, hey, if you're talking from a CDC standpoint, Joe, we have won Bond County twice. But Lofa getting 2 extra seats. Lofa and Nimba, that 4 extra seats. President Baka will not be president forever. Somebody will benefit from that, right? But what about the southeastern county? You got Maryland and Grand Jide.
Grand Jide
they gave Maryland 1.
Maryland is 0. Maryland is 0, Grand Jide is 1. They got 3 scenarios. Scenario 1, scenario 2, scenario 3.
Yes, Maryland 0, Grand Jide 1. So what happened with the 5 county in Grand Jide?
The other 5 in the southeast, they cut all of them off. They didn't add any. Besides Grand Jide. So that's what I'm saying. So they should be looking at increasing the threshold instead of increasing the seats.
Dr. Bobler, what say you before we bring in our brother Emmanuel George? Dr. Bobler, you're speaking on this, but it's getting even more concerning though. Out of the 6 counties in the southeastern region, they gave Grand Jide 1. The population is high, by the way, too. And then the focus, Bond County, Lofa County, and that of Nema County to have 6 new seats. Montserrat is for anybody. They gave 4 to Montserrat. Dr. Bobler, are you concerned?
Well, so Stanton, in a bigger scheme of things, okay, that this could be an opportunity to strengthen local government. And here's what I mean. So if you're just going to add 14 more, like Fubi was saying, they have a threshold of 100, so they still got small room there. But again, everything unlawful is not beneficial. So at this point, we have lawmakers, even though the population may have grown a little. At this point, if you're going to add 14 more and try to do that at the current benefit level, that's burdensome on the Liberian people, period. But just because the population grew doesn't mean you need more lawmakers. Yes, what you do need, stronger local government. So this could also be a case for stronger local government. Let's empower local government, build capacity. Because let's be fair, they are the soldiers on the ground. They got boots on the ground. They are dealing with the issues every day. The lawmakers are in Monrovia. They shuttle back and forth when they want. But the local governments, that this is a case for local government. Don't add more lawmakers, strengthen local government. So here's the other way to look at it. If we were going to add 14...
Dr. Bubler, just ask you a quick question. Hasn't that been passed, though? Wasn't that done by...
You mean strengthening local government?
Yeah, that maybe the bill.
Yes, it has. It has.
So why hasn't it been implemented?
Because there's a lot of fight, my friend, on the ground. I've been involved with that a little. There's a lot of fight. There are people who still want the central control. In fact, right on the floor of the Senate, there were cases to pull back some of the gains that have been made in the Local Government Act, which I think is taking us backwards. Okay, we need to build capacity at local level. So it's there, Russell, but it's not. And the president, to his credit, have been pushing that. But you need cooperation from all the stakeholders.
A second question, very quickly, though. I mean, yes, I hear that, but is it part of the pushback is because we are a unitary state? If we push control to local government, I support that. I support municipal elections and all of that for sure. But wouldn't that be too a violation of the Constitution? Because we're not a federal system. I mean, we have a unitary system, though, right? Is that
not
what
really,
is responsible
Russell,
for the pushback?
Not really. No, it's not a violation. If the people agree to do something, remember this whole Constitution, let's go back to the core. For the people, of the people, by the people, it's all about the people. So no, it's not a violation. And it's been enacted into law that the local government should be strengthened. The point I'm trying to make is this. Yes, something very novel that I wish our lawmakers would consider. This group could make history. So they could take the cost of 14 lawmakers, right? And take that money. Let's pretend like we're going to add it and take that money and put it into local government or into rice production and make one region of Liberia self-sufficient in rice production over the next 2 years. Let's just say the Western region. That would be
I know you. I want us to focus on this. They're concerning that 5 out of the 6 southeastern countries were not given seat. We're going to talk about the merits and the benefit moving forward, though. Do we still have a room there that they can make those different adjustments now to satisfy? Because the report I'm getting, whether you guys have heard it before, Emmanuel, that the Legis report, had problem. The Legis report had problem, and the folks didn't believe in the Legis report up to the 2023 election. Especially, they felt that the 2023 election from the southeastern region, they increased the population intentionally to benefit CDC. I think you heard that too, Fubi. And what happened now, that's why they are denying them, because they don't believe on the Legis report. What say you? Then, if that is the case, it's pure gerrymandering, though. It's just pure political, yeah. If we say we got to be lawyer, but I will come to you, Fubi. Let Dr. George speak. If you would say we are directly being law-abiding citizen here, we got to implement every 10 years. We go by the report, but then we are saying the report got some flaws in it. Therefore, we can cherry pick, and when we are cherry picking. that the imposition, that's the government, that Prince Moi Bonkante, that Jeremiah Kuni Makante, that Joseph Imabwaka Lofakante. Isn't that a problem here, Emmanuel?
Well, Stanton, is a challenge because you can only increase the population based on the census that have been taken. So they increase the member of the legislature. So you cannot increase them based on the 2008 census. This increment should be based on the 2023 census. And if they are saying that they are disrespecting the 2023-22 census, then I personally don't understand why the need of this increase. The second thing that I would like to share is that the CPP, the ANC rather, Phoebe can correct me on this, took neck to court on this 2023 census, and the Supreme Court accepted this result and asked us to ask each party to work with it, and did not demand NEC to do what the CPP were calling for in that lawsuit. So at this point in time, that's what we have. But I think our argument is, the issue here is that it's not that it is, again, let me go to the issue you're discussing too. We see River G, and I think Maryland County doubling the population. Is it River Grand Cru, right? River G, Grand Cru doubling the population is going times 2 if you look at on the map. And that's the reason why it will be questionable why, yes, we see a River G from 67,000 to 124,000, almost times 2 the population. So if you are increasing legislature for other places, then why are you not considering River G? River says that went up by about 30,000. So there was massive increment in the southeast, and that's the reason why we're raising this question. But come to think about it, the reason, again, I think it was 1979 and in 1980, we should have had a mayoral elections in Liberia when Professor Amos Sawyer was running to be mayor of the city of Monrovia. Since that time, during the President Salif regime, it was brought up, and the same legislature, I believe, said that we didn't have the funding to conduct the election at that level. So if funding became an issue at that time, why is it that we are not considering funding at this time? That's why all the mayors in all our cities are.
Do you think it's more political now?
Oh yeah, I would say it's political, because I'm coming to Dr. Brobler's point he's making. There's the 2018 local government law that calls for the strengthening of the capacity of the local government, the development of budgets from the local government, and the implementation of budgets at the local government level. And we don't see that happening. I think under President Salif administration, we had the County Development Fund. But at a particular point in time, I think the legislature have pulled that development fund and they have turned it into a legislature constituency fund that is not going down to the county. I stand to be corrected. So
let's talk on this. Finish up. Finish up, sir.
Yeah. So there is a need for us to first of all develop the local government, but there's also the need for us to consider the fact that 1% of our population is benefiting from the budget. The legislature the member of the legislature are benefiting immensely from the budget that they themselves passed. Adding 14 more legislature at this point in time is not conducive. I think it's not helping the Liberian system. And let's look at democracy, and that way I want to conclude, Stanton. In China, they practice communism. But the concept of communism is that everybody should be equal. But we are hearing about billionaires and millionaires in China because the Chinese have adapted the philosophy of communism to fit themselves. The same thing. There was a time when someone questioned the Russian.
Let's move on real quick. We'll come back to you.
And he said we tailor it to our country.
Brother George, we'll come back to you.
To Liberia. Yeah,
but this is concerning. Listen, everybody believes that it's legal, right? But is it really legal? The manner in which they are doing it is concerning, right? The latest report was flagged during the election. They said the stuff they report to favor the Southeasterners, right? And we are going through the numbers today. If you look at the population, Sano County, actually, if you look at Sano County, 1984, you come as far as 2008. Sano County 104, they went up 154. River says double. There you have it. And you're going to go ahead to, River G. River G double. River says we're up by around 25,000. Nema County went up by almost 200,000. You can find those counties, but the question is, if this is what was given by leges, then we should under it though. We shouldn't play this game and say, well, we don't trust the report, but yet and still we are redistributing in other counties that favored the government. The president from Lofa, the vice president from Nema County, Prince Moyi right there from Bon County, and can the opposition make this argument? Before you say something, this is exactly what was happening today. That's exactly what took place today, right? We have Grand Bassa. Let me put this up again, and it's up to you if you want to put politics in it, right? You have Grand Bassa, of course. That's the pro tem, Grand Bassa. They gave her 1 seat. You have the vice president, Nimba County. They gave him 2 seats. You have the president, Lofa County. They gave him 2 seats, right? You got Prince Moyi. They gave Prince Moyi 2 seats. Emmanuel Nunkwe get 1 seat. Zopeno have 1 seat. All these are imposition, folks. The speaker in Moserado County, you understand, he need to redistribute because countrymen is behind him like hell. So therefore, he need to redistribute. Should this?
Did you say Lofa had 2 seats? Can you?
Yes, sir. It's right there. It's right there. Lofa get 2 seats.
Okay.
Yeah. So am I making a mistake? Because a lot of stuff is Lofa supposed to get 2. Am I saying
Lofa 2 seats?
Yeah, I don't know who coming with this thing. Ask me now. I really want to double check. But you are right though. I'm saying Lofa get 1 year.
That 1 year, but it will be 2 seats for Lofa.
Yeah, that's what confusing. This thing that they put all year, Lofa get 2 seats. I can confirm. Lofa has 2 seats. I don't know why they put in 1 year. Yeah, Lofa would want 2 seats.
Originally, Lofa has 2 seats.
Yeah. So,
have they readjusted it?
Yeah, I don't know, and that's what I'm saying. Would there be more readjustment here? Because when we were listening to them and we spoke to lawmakers that expressed their anger, Lofa would give them 2 seats. If the paper say 1, then we should go with 1. But I think again today was Tuesday, but Thursday maybe they will come back with a stronger argument. But let's read this as it is. I don't think we should add or subtract. Different networks saying different thing, right? And I think that it's a problem. Okay, so we got Bomi, none. Bomi, none. Bon County, 2. Grand Bassa, 1. Grand Cape Mount, 1. Grand Jida, 1. Grand Crute, none. Lofa is saying Lofa get 1. So McGibby, 1. Maryland, I know they say Maryland have 1, but you say Maryland ain't get nothing. All right, man. I'll put this thing seems like it's
is it 14? If you check, can we check that to see if it's?
It should be 14.
Can we tally it?
If you do scenario 2, it's 13, but if you add the 1 to Lofa, then it becomes 14. Then if you use scenario
let
3,
me call a lawmaker. I will call those that are responsible and they will explain it to us. That's the best thing. But we got to rest on this case. We see our brother Kanyo coming on. Kanyo, it's good to have you on. You've been away for almost 3 weeks, but it's good to have you. I want to say to all of you, let's continue this tomorrow. We got a lot on our plate. It's 11 o'clock in Liberia. It's 6 p.m. here. So let's move on our bad guys. We will get the real number. I think the total number for we is 14. It may not be reflected on the document we are showing, but the total number is 14. And I believe that we'll get it right. A lot of other stuff came up. Red, Kanyo, you want to add to this real quick before we leave you? Because I know it will be important if you do. If you can. If not, we'll move on.
I mean, absolutely I can. Thank you, CEO, for giving me the opportunity to add. Just to say that I know that within the general citizenry, there is some kind of hesitance with new seats to the legislature because there's also the call for greater service delivery. But I think consistent with constitutional and other provisions, that is important that the legislature represents to some extent, not an exact extent, the population that exists in the country. And I'm very sure the National Elections Commission and the legislature and other partners who work very closely to do these processes studied all of the issues and reached conclusions. And therefore, we have the seats that we have. I think as objective observers, it would be good not to inflame tensions based on higher or lower seats, because I know some of the tensions that had to be explored in order to reach the conclusions that we have. And at least for me, we just train more on how can we make sure that the legislature, gives back more to the country, whether we have more seats or not. How can they give back more? And I'm excited about the 1.2 billion budget, and I want to see nice things come out of the legislature. So if we get more people there and they do a great job and the budget continues to expand and we can get better services, I think that is absolutely good for the country. But we can always have a conversation about the pro and con. But nice to be here, CEO. Thank you.
CEO, can I ask the lawyer?
Yeah, we really got to move on. We've been on this for like 2 hours, please.
Okay, we can move on.
I beg you, because if you ask him, he would take forever to talk. He's a lawyer. He come one day and talk plenty, then he go for 3 weeks.
Oh yeah.
But CEO, just before you move on, I know you say I come one day. Very quickly, I made a very passionate appeal to you, which you are still considering. I think the centrism movement needs to have a consistent voice. And sometimes, professional stuff takes us away. So we're asking so that we don't have a deficit here. If we can have another representative, and I know you're studying it, you put it to the executive committee, and we're still hoping and praying that in the interest of fairness and equity, that the executive committee can come back and answer favorably. So we're still waiting, but in the meantime, we'll do our best to always be around. Thank you so kindly. See you.
Councilor, that private show, though, that government show, so that needs to be, would like to be. Is it need to be?
The CEO is considering it.
In background, look lucrative. Where is he?
No, but also Jeff, you got Jeff and Wanto, Carlos, all on this show. So why can't we have one more person? CDC is all over this place.
And I told you the reason why Kanyo come on. These are the reasons, right? Just to hold us back with this Kanyo. Listen to me. The executive committee met 6 p.m.
Oh, they met already? But don't tell us publicly, please. Don't tell me privately. Don't break my heart on national TV.
When you brought it up publicly, I got to discuss it publicly. You brought it up. What? Russell, am I right? Yeah, you brought it up.
Brother, you agree? Brother Rocco, you agree?
And that's the point. If you want us to do it beyond Jade, we will have done it beyond Jade, but you brought it up. So
yes, let's do it beyond the scenes. CEO, do. If it's a good news, break it. But if it's a bad news, don't break my heart publicly.
No, it is a good news.
Thank you.
The executive committee met, and this is our findings. We appreciate you coming on Spoon Talk every day and whatever you can.
Wow.
What? We do. And in so doing, we don't have space for another centrism.
See now? You see how I want to laughing? See, Ojalo, I want to laughing.
You have to bring another Unity Party person on the show so that we use the extent of.
We apologize if you think that whenever whether you have taken your assignment at the UN mission, but again, I really want to say to you, whatever you said, you can come.
One of the CDC boys are so concerned about what Kanye is doing. I mean, I'll keep you busy.
I want to close on this directly. We got to move on. So what if the government gave Kanye a job?
Jeff, you're way let's CEO talk. You're disturbing, man.
So what if the government gave Kanye a job? Is he a Liberian? Isn't he qualified? What's the issue?
There's no issue.
There's no problem, but the only thing is that you should not be masquerading around here as a centrist.
Thank you.
The people. I mean, which is that's where the problem lies. He's a.
But who is a centrist? Who is a centrist?
But we got to move on. I knew he was coming.
It's a centrist.
I knew Kanye was coming with. But listen, I would appreciate if President Braga gave Kanye a job. He's not a sedition. He's a centrist.
I'll keep Jeff them busy, man. I'll still keep them busy.
He's a Liberian. He deserves it. If he's overqualified, listen, so many ways to skin the meat. If that's the way he can get a job, we wish him well. And
but see, I know we had this conversation before. You keep coming back to this conversation. You and I had it very.
Today, Kanye works. He earned a good living. He's a professional man, and I wish him well. This thing about he's gonna go to South Africa. He's gonna go to the UN mission. So what? The president can even put Kanye in his office as a
I'm going to ECOWAS too, right? You forgot about ECOWAS in the road front?
But let's move on. We continue this conversation tomorrow. I just need to say to everyone that this doesn't look good that it's kind of terrible with this redistribution. And I hope the lawmakers can, those that are against it, that want it to be right. If you want to do it, Fubi, do it across, be fair. But everything now is just focus on the Unity Party imposition redistribution. And that's a problem. Okay? It's legal, we understand. But don't germ yourself into those district and county that will only favor you. And I think that's a problem. That's what Russell is talking about. If you want to do it across the board. Because you cannot only do this to favor you. Tomorrow you will not be there. Opposition party may take over. And then what? Let's just be fair. The numbers have increased. In all of the counties, give them the 1 seat, give them the 2 seat, redistribute across the line, and let everybody benefit. Now, they're going to be more money. They're going to be almost 200 and some more employees added. And Fubi, you're going to it. They will be added to the house. Imagine a new representative will have 15 staff. Right now, Kanye is a chief of staff right now. A new representative will have 15 staff.
Oh no, I'm no longer a chief of staff. I left that job. Let's make it clear.
Oh, you resigned? Okay. All right. So it's true that Kanye resigned because he's going to take on his new assignment. We believe that. But Fubi though, let's do the math, right? 15 times 14. And that's the whole increase in the budget, increase in the numbers. And this is what we're talking about. So let's continue this tomorrow. I also like to say to all of you that I want to put this up. Something I don't usually do. Sarah Best Loyalty, let's talk about it briefly. The government have secured an MOU, just some understanding here, that they will be giving $124 million to help in the health sector. To me, it's a good thing. To me, Sarah is pushing, and I do believe with all the criticism, she's trying her best. I don't know about you, but she's trying. She's not a president. She can walk on water. She erred before. She made a mistake. We beat on her. But let's just acknowledge her today that she's pushing, and the American is coming through with $124 million for 5 years, which of course you would say maybe around almost $25 million a year, pushing in the health center. Now, Joseph Barker will have 4 more years to go. Then therefore the other government, the other leader will complete the last year. What do you think about this accomplishment? $124 million and change for the next 5 years in our very bad healthcare era, and bravo to the government on this one. So it's good that she have built herself a good rapport with the American through beautiful English, Jose Yeman Barker, and that actually is going a long way. We can speak on the immigration side of it as well. It looks like the Liberian people here in America are getting some benefit from that. We'll talk about it later. But Emmanuel, what do you think? This is good. Good news. As an opposition, what do you think?
Oh, I think it's primarily a good step for our country. We want, with what we have, is an MOU. So we want to congratulate the minister for signing the MOU. I will wait to read the details of this MOU, how it's affecting Liberia, because there are several times the U.S. government has made enter into an MOU or make commitment out of the continent of Africa or to Liberia, but most of those who benefits are in a Western country. Because looking at this MOU is basically for boosting disease surveillance, for labs, for supply chains, for frontline health workers, digital health, maternity child infectious disease services, which is great. But we'd like to read the fine print. It said, how are we going to implement it in Liberia? Is it going to be implemented? I see
let me ask you real quick, because everybody got to have only 45 seconds. We're just going to do our quick takeaway.
Yeah, so I congratulate the government on this effort, but wait for us to read the fine print.
Emmanuel, even though if this is done by an American group coming to Liberia to carry on this different, project, isn't this a good relationship?
No, it's a great relationship, but those of us who have spent time, those of us who have spent time telling or trying to study foreign aid to a country, we have found out a significant amount of the money stays in a Western country. For example, let me just give you 2 examples. During the Salif government, many of us shout and we bounce up and down saying, oh, President Salif had a lot of money coming into the country. But our research has shown that up to 60% of that money stay in Western country or was used to pay Western people, right?
It's not my question, Emmanuel.
So yes, it's
under these conditions, when there is no USAID, right? USAID gone. Under these conditions, that other country having a bad relationship, geopolitical relationship that have crumbled with the U.S. Under this condition, and through the strength and the relationship that President Barker built, and that of which, of course, Sarah is running with, that she bringing in back the Americans some way, somehow. I'm not looking at the money. I'm not looking at who will get the money. I'm looking at that relationship building to put our country in a place, especially with the leadership today in Washington, D.C. What say you, Russell? Do you think this is a good way, it's the good path here, that this relationship is getting stronger, Russell? I will bring in Chief Fubi. Fubi, what say you? That this relationship, and Sarah is tapping on this cautiously. And what do you think, Fubi? You think it's a beautiful relationship we are looking at now, right?
Yeah, so on the issue of the relationship part and keeping a good relationship with America, that's a plus. And I think that's something the government needs to leverage on more as they continue moving. And on the issue of the fund and looking at the point that Emmanuel was raising, I think I listened to one of the guys from the States saying, I don't know who directly spoke, I just forgot the name, but he also made a point to that U.S. support to countries before that were channeled through NGOs were in the wrong direction, because those NGOs were like a third party that are in between. So now the U.S. government is looking at doing it directly with the countries, like they do in Kenya, Rwanda, and now Liberia is the third country to be in the queue. And so that direct stuff will change that approach, where you have one NGO that will come with all the experts and divert 60% of that fund back to overseas and just use 40% in the country. So with this new model that they are adapting, it changes the whole dynamics of how they drive their aid to different countries across. And so I think that's in the right step that we should commend. Even though I'm not the fanatic of aids from receiving aid, I think the government, if we prioritize our locally generated revenue and we use them for the right purposes, we can do more without waiting for US to give us 25 million every month. Because we just beat on the lawmaker of the increment. If you increase your lawmakers, all those stuff, you are taking away from the country. Instead of some of the money that you want to pay salaries and benefit can go to the very health sector that are waiting for donor support. And so there are a lot of things that we can do locally in our local generated revenue. There are a lot of other industries, a lot of other sectors, the agriculture sector and so forth, that we can drive and ensure that we boost it. But it's a good step. I think the government should leverage on the partnership.
Thank you, Fubi. Russell, what say you? This relationship is getting stronger by the minute, Russell.
Yeah, for someone who works in the public health space, both here in the U.S. and globally, who's a public health practitioner, this is brilliant. This is great. I think this is I will applaud the effort on the part of the government in strengthening our surveillance system. Our healthcare sector is a mess. Is struggling. We saw the U.S. investing in Rwanda, Ivory Coast, Nigeria, and I believe Ghana in using drones, zipline to deliver health commodities. So I was wondering at the time when that announcement was made, I mean, where's Liberia? Why are we being supported? So, but it says a lot about the leadership of Mrs. Yanti and what she's done there at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and making these connections and building these relationships. So Stanton, I think it's a great thing all around. It's a brilliant idea and strategy to get support for our healthcare sector. $124 million, that's good.
I mean, it's not a lot, but that's good. And
that's good.
I see my brother D. Credit say, but CEO want you to praise Sarah. Now, if I say something about Sarah, that is not praising Sarah. And D. Credit said, let's just cut to the chase, right? The reason why I flag D. Credit is because, he's our friend. I don't want these guys to praise and celebrate. But let's just speak truth to power and say the truth. The relationship America and other countries could agree. It's just not so good. Especially on this government. Donald Trump will look you in the eyes and tell you exactly what he feels like. And that's good. Some other country, they are not benefiting, but here comes America, you said gone, and Congress, this government trying her best to keep that relationship. And something is coming out of it. It can be even $2, but that's something. It means that our relationship is is stabilized to a place that we can ride on for the next 4 years. So I'm not asking people to praise the government. You know me, I would criticize the government when it is bad. But then people say, Stanton want you to praise the government. Then when I criticize, Stanton criticize the government. What you want me to be? But Colonel Gray, I think Joseph Yuma Boakai government today and Sarah Best Loyalty, I think, to tell you the truth, they are walking in the line not only for today, but for tomorrow. And I think it's getting there. It's getting there. What say you, Colonel Gray, before we bring in Jefferson?
Well, Stanton, if you rewind, 2 years ago, it was the opposite. Liberia was in a very peculiar situation where we were even listed as one of those nations that would forfeit, that visa privilege. But fast forward today, right, behind our door, neighboring countries are being listed, on the bad side of history, while we continue to sit, at the good side of the U.S. If anybody don't see this as progress made, then unless politics is like a tumor. It's very stubborn. It sticks in one side, probably hold the brain in place so that you don't think. That's how I see ourselves. But Beslo is doing well in terms of sitting down with U.S. government and pulling all of this. Somebody would think that it's a miracle. Well, you were there, you didn't perform those miracles. So let's give this other magician the praises. She's doing well. A few weeks ago, my pastor asked me that I should get to Spoon and see if I can ask for One Health Electronics, EHS, system that will deal with medical record. Look, if you go to Liberia, they still dealing with paper and file.
Thank you.
And sometimes they have a way of putting those things aside, and you go there, probably they will duplicate your medication because they don't have any electronic health system. And this help will be focused to electronic health system as well. And that's
again, thank you very much. HIV reduction, malaria, incident by over 30%, and strengthening laboratory capacity and disease surveillance. These achievements represent Liberia's resilience and resolve over, and this is unique. They are not even saying these efforts, this government. They say Liberia has demonstrated remarkable progress over the past decade. Okay, and these are the things they are outlining. But now, let's just say that American didn't cut it off. Positioning the nation to assume full ownership of its health system and to overcoming the redundancy and inefficiency that are inherent in NGO model. And you are right, they don't want to go through, they want to go directly now, which is good. So the American, this is from the US page, they're saying that Liberia will commit to increase its domestic health expenditure by almost 51 million to gradually assume greater financial and operational responsibility for its domestic health system. This 171 million bilateral MOU will accelerate Liberia's transition towards self-resilience and sustainability. So therefore, they are coming up with 125. Liberia is matching this with another 51 million. The total they are saying is 176. America said for 5 years, we'll give you 125, and Liberia must commit to bringing 51. So it's like matching form, but America is taking a greater burden here, which also, if you want to walk and you ask someone to help you walk, you got to put strength in yourself. I don't see anything bad with this, but again, opposition will be opposition, like my brother Emmanuel George is doing. Let's hear from Jefferson Chesson, JGC.
Thank you, Stanton. And Stanton, you just read a press release from the U.S. Embassy website, but you did not read the excerpt from the MOU. And this is where the Unity Party is showing their high level of deceptions. There are other things in the MOU that they have not said to the Liberian people. For example, in that MOU, Liberia has agreed to give the United States 25 years access to our medical testing, our pathogen, our health data in exchange for 5 years of aid. $124 million.
Can you quote what you just read? Can you put it in the chat room and post it? Just screenshot it.
Okay. But you can look it up.
No. We're not looking up. Not just look it up. Let me fair.
I'll put it in the chat room.
So you put it there. I will come back to you. You will talk on it. I beg you, Jefferson. Do it now. I want to give you the chance. Let the people see you're not lying. Because what we're reading, as per the MOU, by signing the 5-year bilateral health cooperation MOU, I'm not saying that. So can you share with us what you're saying? That'll both play. While we wait for our brother Jefferson to share with us, we'll get back to him. Let's hear you. What's your take here? That'll both play.
Stanton, I think on overall, this is a good thing. And so I applaud the efforts of the government, especially through our chief diplomat, Foreign Minister Sarah Bessler-Yanti. It's a good thing because we need two things, right? Aid is good, but we also need trade. So we take the aid, right? Especially for a critical area like health. I like the fact that we are challenged to step up. We're not totally matching dollar for dollar, but we're putting our skin in the game, coming up with our 60 million. In other words, we'll put our money in there too, because this is our healthcare system. And so I think it's a good thing. Healthcare improvement and economic empowerment. I also think that the strategy of the U.S. is shifting because they realize over time, by just exporting their NGOs to do the job, it does not create enough economic activity and sustainability on ground. So what does that mean? That means we'll be coming back to you again shortly to ask for some more partnership and aid. But if you allow the resources to come this way, and we do the work, and then we can employ our folks and we can create the multiplier effect, then we get stronger. So we do healthcare improvement and we do economic empowerment. We're better and we're less likely to come back asking for more aid, at least not at the same rate. So I think it's a very good thing, and I think we're moving in the right direction as far as that's concerned. The key for us now, as we all know, is just discipline. Discipline. When resources hit ground, they must go to where we said they're going, and then we can monitor and evaluate the impact of the dollars.
I beg you, take it down the book. Can you do it? Hold on. I beg you, Jefferson. Can you do it better? It's not. I beg you. I really want us to straight. I beg you. Just use your phone. Just screenshot it. Don't send it like this. I won't put it up. Jeff, you're making a good argument, but I'm twisting myself to read it. I'm seeing what you're talking about the 25 years.
So Jeff Tab,
just send me the link. I'm going to screenshot it and give you the
Let me send you the link right away, Stanton.
And then Patrick, let's hear you, VP.
So, CEO, it's a good news. I think the foreign minister is beginning to take some appropriate steps to rekindle the relationship, fraternal relationship between the United States and Liberia, and trying to attract some level of support through diplomatic engagements. It's commendable, especially in this process. One thing I want to emphasize is that when support comes from a foreign country, it behooves us all as Liberians to celebrate, because when this money comes, it's not going to benefit only members of the ruling party. This is a grant. It's going to be utilized to revamp our healthcare sector. Reference to what Chesson talked about, that Liberia has to make some commitments to make sure that testing, data, scientific stuff. It should be open to the Americans for evaluation. The intentionality is that they want to know whether this money is going to be used for the intended purpose. I was reading something on Twitter today, X, where there is a debate. The US is saying that NGOs, most of the money they used to send here in Africa, in other developing countries, it was used to increase the salary of top CEOs. So this time, the money will go directly to the government.
Thank
and
you.
It will hold them accountable and ensure that the money is utilized for the intended purpose. Of course, if you send money, there are preconditions. If you say you want to use the money for the year, I want to make sure I see your data. I want to follow your testing so that whether we will continue in that path.
Thank you very much for that, Patrick. And I believe that it's only unique for us to have this conversation. Jefferson, I saw what you said. Let me put it up. We'll come to you. Let's bring in 122, 122 speak. I got it. I'm uploading it. I want you to read it, and we'll read it on the show. 122, what do you make about this MOU?
So, as always, I try as much as possible to be professional, in this kind of conversation. The first time that I came on Spoon, which was January, specific date was because of the nomination of the minister. And even as a seditian, supported her fully, and we were able to achieve clarity on Spoon. This is one of the reasons I respect Spoon in terms of how independent the Spoon stood in that procedure. There's something very interesting. In terms of I do agree fully with Front Page Africa rating. The minister is doing an incredible job, and I'll say that as possible as a sedition. There's something very interesting to note in this budget. The budget says 125 million in 5 years, 51 million over 5 years. And then the other aspect of the budget is responding directly to the Ministry of Health capacity. So, and that's where I want to speak at. The current expenditure is providing real expenditure, transparent absorption of funds, procurement clarity, hiring of health workers, strengthening the National Public Health Institute, JFK, and reduction of power NGOs. So what the US is doing currently is reducing multilateral NGOs in funding disbursement to national capacity. So this is extremely troubling for us. That means we must prove that we have domestic health capacity that can sustain this kind of engagement. That means the National Public Health Institute must demonstrate that they have the capacity to sustain these funds on a basis of accountability. The Ministry of Health must demonstrate that they have the capacity, and also different health sector auxiliary. And that's where my skepticism is, Stanton. The minister has done her work already, but let's look at our health competence and the accountability in our health system. And this is something we have to pay a lot of attention to. We have a commitment to over 50 million to that disbursement. Salary increment in the Ministry of Health is very critical. Are we going to be able to provide reduction in salary increment operational budget? Are we going to provide transparency in our health sector specifically? Right now, as we speak, Stanton, there was an increasing conflict between the National Public Health Institute and the Ministry of Health, which was public here. The last program we had, we saw that conflict. So I would say tonight, let's give it up to the Minister of Foreign Affairs. Let's be fair and balanced in this kind of proceedings. We can disagree politically and still agree, and still point at some things that are right, and still point at some things that are right.
So what are you saying? You're sounding from two different angles here. Are you praising the minister?
I applaud the Minister of Health I agree with you. I applaud the Minister of Health for diplomatic engagement. I think she's proven right, and today, that I stood for her. Regardless of that, Stanton, I'm concerned over the capacity, because the budget that's been provided is reducing multilateral commitment to national health capacity. That's clearly what is written in the state department budget. That means the Liberal health system must demonstrate exceptional independent capacity to continue the kind of funding that's going to be coming from the Ministry of State. So accountability is very key in this scenario, Stanton. We spoke mostly about the health system that we have. The health system must also demonstrate that the funding is going to the allocated costs. And the government must consistently increase the budgetary allotment to over 50 million.
Thank you very much, Juancho. We're going to come straight to my brother Jefferson. I think there's the two things here. And I hope we understand, if the government is doing well, building a relationship, a geopolitical stand, and engaging international partners, such as the American government, we should applaud it. But I'm saying, like, we must play politics because it's unity party government. I want to beat unity party government on the substance. I want to beat them on the issue, Greg. I want to beat them where I can beat them and make them to speak, like the SOE now, that they're crying and giving us the report that we have asked for. I don't want to beat them and say I'm beating and destroying the country. So I think what Sarah is doing under this government, Joseph Yima Park, I think is unique. You're seeing that Ambassador Content is there standing over her. Their engagement is unique. I may not be a friend to Ambassador Content, but you got to understand that something is coming home. Relationship, we are getting there if we are not there already. And how can you speak against this, even if the money is small? So, Jefferson, what's the issue here? Let me put this up. Let's hear you.
So, Stanton, nobody is trying to pull down Sarah or anybody. You should also be commending the Minister of Health who has worked on this also. But what I'm seeing here, Stanton, let's provide all the information. With the 125 million that is coming, it's going to come over 5 years. But the Liberian people will be giving out to the United States government 25 years to have access to our medical testing. When we go to the hospital, all our medical testing, America will have 25-year access to it. All the pathogens that is being collected and stored for our personal use, America will have access to it. Our health data, all our health data, America will have access to it for what? To be able to produce protection for themselves. However, other countries like Nairobi, other countries rejected this 25 years agreement. They said it was bad for the country. South Africa, Namibia, Tanzania, they rejected it. They rejected especially the data sharing condition. Then they said the 25 years requirement was so far for only 5 years. So after 5 years, the 125 million is finished, but then America will have additional 20 years access to our health data, which is disadvantageous to us. America, now, Trump will not give you anything free, but let's give the information. It's good. We're having 25 million to our health sector. We agree. That is good. But let's give the whole information to the Liberian people. We shouldn't be hypocritical about the information. Liberian people is going to give America 25 years access to our health data. There's a lot. Other countries, South Africa rejected that. Namibia rejected, Tanzania, it was not only for Liberia, it's not only because Sarah is foreign minister, so she getting it. No. Other African countries was awarded the same 125 million. But they rejected it based on the agreement that America was pushing forward. So let's not just accept everything because we say America is Liberia is dumb side. No. You are committing the country for 25 years of access to her. What happens? We lose all our data to America. Whatever they're going to do is for the.
Can I ask you a question? We hear you. Okay, what are you doing with your data you're collecting now? What are you doing with it?
But it's for the use of our country.
I want us to talk. What are you doing with it now?
The public health sector is going to use that to predict, inform of just in case there are any outbreak. They use those relevant data to produce the information they need to guide our health sector. Yes, we agree. We're not doing anything meaningful with it, but it does not mean we will just leverage it to America for 125 million and give them 25 years of unlimited access to our health data.
So before I bring in, again, it's a fun conversation. Is this data sharing? Is this data sharing?
It is. America is going to have access. No, not data sharing. It's not data sharing. Data sharing, that means you have access to America on the data. No. you are giving America 25 years access to
No, I'm not saying you're going to have American access. No. What I'm saying, my question to you, we are not blindly giving out our data, right? We're giving them it, and we will still have our data, right? But we are giving it to
yeah, you still have your data, but then America will have 25 years access to it. After the 5 years,
maybe this will be funny, but the one that you get, the one that you already get, you know where you're at. You know how to use it. You got no. I beg you. Let me ask. You see, let me say something like this. Again, I like the fact that you brought it up, though. But the one I will already get, it's not America first time doing this, though. But we'll come back to you.
No, Stanton, it's the first time because there's a new model America has developed to interact with African countries. And Liberia has been among one of the many African countries that are supposed to benefit from this new model.
So you're against it? So for sure you're against it?
No, I'm not. I'm not against it. But I'm not against the money coming to the country. No. I'm not against that.
So
I'm saying wait. I'm saying that we as a country and the government should be clear and provide all the necessary information to the Liberian people that even though we're getting this 125 million over 5 years, America will have 25 years unlimited access to our health data for their personal use.
So again, my question is, are you against it?
Against what?
Against the MOU?
Yeah, I'm against the fact that we are giving America unlimited access, 25 years unlimited access.
You're against the fact that you can take it in part now. Take a position. You want the people 124 million, but you're against the fact that we're giving them 25 years access. Is that what you said?
Yes, exactly. We want it, but I think we will have done a better bargaining on this agreement. We could have done a better bargaining because other countries rejected the 25 years and bargained with them and getting a better bargain.
Which one of the country got a better agreement, a better MOU? Which one of the country?
Just 1 minute. I think Namibia.
Okay, fine, and send it to us because what we're reading is that none of the country got something different though. But if you say Namibia, we'll wait for you. Send it to us again.
Yes, I will send it to you. Namibia, South Africa.
Okay, let wait for you.
The data sharing condition.
Okay, you will send us the link. And it's okay. So they rejected it. It means that they rejected the money, right?
They rejected the data sharing condition. They said that it should be based on the same 5 years.
So when they rejected the data sharing condition, did they give them the money?
They gave them they gave them the not the same. If I 1.25 million they got, they even got more. So Africa got more than 125. I will send you
the link. Thank you, Kayo. Let's hear you. Let's close up on this thing, and thank God for all of you that sharing the show. We got 17 more minutes to go, guys. Like I said, the SOE conversation will be unique because some of them going to appear before the lawmakers tomorrow. Sekou Douklé. I share in the chat room, and what they are distributing. We'll discuss it briefly, but the major part of that conversation will be tomorrow. Kayo, let's hear you, my friend. What say you about this MOU conversation?
Well, thank you, Stanton. I think my initial observation is that I find it quite interesting that we're trying to find an angle around this other than the fact that it's just simply good news for the country. Some are trying to spin it like, oh, we did it before. Okay, so if we did something good before, can we do something better now? And can we just celebrate because good things are happening again for the country? Others are saying, oh no, our health data is going to be taken. I mean, what have we really been doing with our health data since 1847? That we are still dying from malaria and all of those other communicable diseases dialysis. No, CEO, don't laugh. Please don't laugh. This is serious. Even Wato's laughing. We have all that data, right? We've been stacking these in reports and etc. Maternal mortality, women going to have babies and dying, and all of these things. We've been doing them, and we have the data, right? And somebody wants us to believe that $124 million given to us, and their concern is that where is our data going? We should be asking, like, why aren't we improving our public health outcomes? And we're worrying about data. All right, so this is just good news. And sometimes it's quite difficult to spin good news. Sarah Baselow is good news. 124 million for the health sector is good news. And Madam Baselow, despite everything else, continues to demonstrate what proactive diplomacy means for our country. Engaging on the subject because you know what is needed for your country, deploying the right assets with the right skills in order to get the results, and then getting the results and bringing it back. So if you ask me, 124 million for Liberia in the healthcare sector is so important. Then let's talk about what is it for. Maybe they're not unpacking it. It's important to unpack it in a way that ordinary Liberians can understand what this 124 million, this is 1 million times 124 million. What does it really mean for Liberia?
Thank you very much. We'll talk about thank you very much.
Wow.
Yeah,
I'm done already.
Yeah, because we know what it means. We just get in there. I'm trying to set this thing.
Okay, can I get 10 seconds to wrap up?
No, not even 1 second. Because what happens is that at the end of the day,
but Jeff like 2 hours.
I want us to because this is funny, right? People are saying just when D-Max was the foreign minister, right? Let's go back to the document here when D-Max, our dear friend D-Max, right?
Wow, I can't believe CEO that my time is up, but it's fine.
No, I want to ask you this. I mean, but you were talking about just a little bit.
Okay, yeah, no, please. Let's have the question.
I really want to see through this.
I just want to ask you one question.
Let me ask my question first. Let me ask my question, then you will ask me. That booklet. A good gentleman, D-Max Camera. Signed off $55 million. The same thing, 2022. With the same sharing.
No.
But let me finish. I beg you don't say no. We are talking about data sharing. I beg you don't say no. It may not be the same MOU 124 million, but he signed the same thing under the same data sharing. Then you say no?
It was not under data sharing, Stanton.
It was what?
Read
on
the
call like that Max Kimaya Mayor before you can have
CEO, I can give you a more informed perspective about data sharing. Let me tell you what data sharing is about.
Can't wait. Let respect Jefferson. Jefferson, go ahead.
Stanton, do you believe that our health data and our health information is our privacy? Do you believe that? So
you hungry? You talking about privacy? You can't even say people from malaria. You talking about privacy?
Everything is about money. For you, Daniel, everything is about money.
I'm feeling muting Kanye.
That's all you care about. You care about Kanye. All you care about is how much money you can get from anything. But this not the case.
Jeff, what's your question? What's your question?
Do you believe that our health, personal health information, our health data is our privacy? Do you believe that?
I will answer. Give me the chance. Let me answer.
Now, this country has agreed to give out our health data without telling us what.
Jeff, you asked question. Let's want to answer you now. Hold on 1 minute. And this is one of our followers, Emmanuel. I'm calling you Emmanuel George. I'm not going to say what he said. He said, "What were you doing Ebola time? Why you couldn't cry for data sharing during Ebola time?" That's the question he's asking you. You know that we signed almost something similar and was sharing data with the American, not only the American.
You have privacy during Ebola when you're on TV on CNN.
But wait 1 minute.
Robbing people in Laba.
But I will internally meet you. Okay, hold on 1 minute. Chad, let me serious. When were you in Ebola time? When we were sharing our personal information, and we continue to share it. These are people that are working with Enfield. It's a normal thing, Chad. But today you say we wanted money, but we don't want to get. Why you couldn't hold back your Ebola data specimen? Why you couldn't hold them back?
So
people were dropping like flies. Why you couldn't say argue and say no, it was wrong? This is happening because we can't. Let's move on, let me close this show back.
You should not hesitate to provide full information to the Liberian people on this platform because the government is going to get 125 million. I think it's unfair to the Liberian people. Let's be clear about what's in the MOU and what the Liberian people is giving out for this 125 million. It's not about just getting the money, but
I'm asking you, what were you doing the Ebola time?
See you. But see you, why you doing so much, Jeff? Asking what the Liberian people giving out.
I think kind of you should just tell because what you want is nothing is about money.
We gotta listen to that book at what this point.
So CEO, you asked a very important question. You said, what were we doing with the data, right? What are we doing with the data? Let's not squander opportunities to get better and put ourselves in a better position.
Exactly.
We're terrible in our country with data. Those are us who write, read, analyze, look at data. We're terrible. So let's say what this MOU is really saying. They said they want access to data, about pathogens or infectious viruses, those things that have epidemic potential, like Ebola, things like COVID. Let's be fair to ourselves. Every time small thing breaks here, we shout across the river, and it's the same people who come and give us most of the resources and give us the help. So if they are researching viruses to put them in.
That a problem going to go.
Okay, go ahead, take it away, Fendela. That a problem is
No. I mean, nothing's wrong with that. Let's not make it look like we're selling our birthright. This is a smart move because we don't have the capacity to do the kind of research that's going to be done to better protect us when these kind of outbreaks come. So let's be smart here. Nobody's selling the birthright, and we collect the data at the Enfield and Ministry of Health. We'll do absolutely nothing with it at this time. It was said
I think we're being unfair. We've been unfair to. I mean, if you want us to wait for closing, we'll do it. But this conversation is being unfair one to like.
But Dr. George, why are you interrupting?
He got right to interrupt. He Dr. George.
I interrupted because
also because we are not doctors, so we can't interrupt.
I mean, you will tell me after the doctor, you will talk.
I came in because we all were speaking 2 times on this issue. But I'm sorry, I had to just come in, interject.
Go ahead.
Look, Dr. Jerry Brown at the ELWA hospital, research significantly impacted the fight against Ebola. To sit and say that all our information and everything when we run overseas is what happened to this Liberia where we were so innovative and looking forward to a country. Within 25 years, we're going to sell our physical specimens. We're going to sell our genetic sequence. U.S. pharmaceutical companies are going to create drugs, and those drugs will be sold to us for high price. There is no free lunch in international politics. So for us to be looking at, we have not read the MOU. We are only getting snippets of it. Let us read the final document. But definitely, this MOU have to look in thoroughly because someone is going to make more money from it than the $124 million that is being given. In fact, we are not even getting $124 million. We have to commit $51 million every year towards this.
More for this deal.
So we cannot sit here and say in 25 years, we have no hope that Liberia will be a better country. I have hope that within 25 years,
wait. We got
So,
To the Americans or the own citizens?
Nothing. No, he makes a good point. I don't want to say this, please. 1 second.
That a popular gave and that a partly the chance. Let's be fair. You guys with a doctorate degree beyond you're giving us hard time tonight.
The doctorate degree people finish talking. So no problem. We the people are too. Our turn. So I think Chelsea made a very salient point. You know, but before that, I understand that sharing of data, giving our damaged healthcare system, will help Liberia specifically in the healthcare sector because it will target, intervention, programs. When the data is shared, like what happened during the Ebola and the COVID, Liberia will better target, intervention program to track certain disease outbreaks. As somebody said, during the Ebola period, we ran to the United States. But at the same time, in the medical field, the right to privacy and confidentiality is essential. If Liberia will also commit that if they are taking the patient's specimen or whatever to send to the United States, it has to be to their consent. If the government of Liberia will be committed to that, in as much I was sharing this data, but if you took my specimen or my healthcare data, you want to give it to a third party like the United States, I have to give approval. And it's essential. This is a medical practice.
But so for thank you, Vedera. Let me be serious now. We're just talking about the MOU.
No, but we are serious.
No, Vedera, let me finish. Vendetta, allow me to proceed.
But I didn't even end to interrupt. When the other people, the doctors were talking, when the doctors were talking,
Vendetta, how many minutes you want to talk for, Vendetta?
Just 30 seconds.
Okay, I'm so hungry. I'm not going to go there with you. Go ahead, talk. 30 seconds.
You may proceed.
Yeah, but I'm hungry, but I'm here to argue with you today, but you win. Today, but you win. Do the 30 seconds, let go.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Okay. No, the reason why I'm saying this though, I think there's more to this thing. I'm saying my brother Emmanuel George is angry. Emmanuel, you think that Mr. Cummings will reject this? You think Mr. President Cummings, you advise him to reject this? You yourself admitting on the show tonight, you have not seen the entire MOU document.
Exactly. That's why I'm saying that we have not seen the details. But there are certain aspects of these details that calls for us to question and have more conversation around this MOU. Look, again, as I said, the very first time I entered my international relations class, the professor wrote on the board, there is no free lunch in international politics. Nothing is free. We have to study this underlying. We have to study the underlying things that we are giving up as a country.
Emmanuel, I agree with you, but I totally disagree with you. I think this is a good thing for Liberia. We will reach out to Sarah Beslow. We'll reach out to the ambassador in DC, Dr. Content. They will better explain exactly what comes with this thing. But off the back, you want to play politics because you're opposition. Then I'm surprised. I'm taking a position here. I think it's just a unique thing. You've been having your data since Charlie King time. Everything is messed up in the country. Under George Monoware government, we received $640 million. We received another $55 million with the same American contributing to our healthcare system. The devil was in the detail. We didn't question it. People were celebrating. It was a good thing then. It's a good thing now. Then you're going to pull something and say they're taking all your, well, you know what your data they have right now? Some of them, the building in the building is smelling and stinking. So they allow these people to come and help, and maybe they will teach us, maybe they will educate us, maybe they will open windows that we all can jump into and get some Liberians that will go for advanced study, advanced training, and these things come into play. But off the back for you to pick up your phone.
You love this country, man. You love this country.
And just say, go ahead, my friend, we don't want it. No, we shouldn't say we don't want it. Not because of this money. But every year they will review, and you know that in international policy, you know that, Emmanuel, every maybe 5 years, they will go back and reassess this thing and find place for Liberians to benefit even more.
You know?
Yeah, but at that time, the drugs will be manufactured and we will be buying it at half
But see,
price.
you don't want to make that the drugs to be like this. Now you trying to bring back the book.
So
No, but that was wrong. Can we produce paracetamol in a drug?
No, we cannot. We cannot.
All that drug is still buying it from outside. What are the games when you get still buy it from outside?
We are getting all the placebo from Nigeria, and we're taking them. We say that medicine. You know,
what he did with all the.
So I want to put this up. We will be discussing this as we close the show tonight, guys. We've got a very quiet show. We've been so happy to come here to talk to you. I don't know, today, I'm so hungry. I couldn't leave to go eat. I got on the show late. That's why we are giving our brother them passes for them to talk their own, and we all laugh. But tomorrow, I'll put this in the chat room. I have all of the documents about the SOEs. We want to just show every one of you. We have a full discussion on it. Now, this is LPRC. LPRC, look what they promised to give and look what they gave, right? LPRC, it was allocated in the budget that they will give $6.something million for 2025, right? And LPRC in dividend, they gave $799,000. In other applicable taxes, they gave $679,000, which total $1.4 million LPRC gave. From $6.4 million, can we meet ourselves? I beg you, T, can you meet yourself? We'll get to you, we'll get to the bad feedback. From $6.4 million, LPRC only gave the Liberian government, if you include the dividend, $1.4 million. This is the actual reporting document. So when we question the SOE, there's a reason why we're doing it, because we are looking at the document here. Let's go to LTA. And listen, let me say this about Clarence Massaquoi. I beat on him, right? 2024, they contributed a lot. And I will talk more about this on Clarence Massaquoi and Patrick Horner, right? I beat on them, but look at what they have given. They did extremely well on 2025, though we are not yet as of October 31st, LTA contributed what? $7.3 million. So that's a ball play. From October to November, the total contribution, and I'll put that out, is $8.3 million from LTA.
What did they generate?
They just made, we'll come to what the generator, and I say, well, let's do it. I want us to do it tomorrow, guys, please, because we don't have enough time. But I just want you to see.
Yeah, because if you get 7 million, if you generated 100 million, then if somebody who generated 10 million get 2 million, they're better than you.
No, I'm not going there. We'll get to you. I'm saying we'll put the number up tomorrow. I beg you, Counselor. Hey, Counselor, you got to be recognized before you speak. That's why we're not bringing another centrist in here, because you can just jump into the conversation. All right. That's why the executive committee have voted not to bring anyone else. But let's go back to this. So the LTA did extremely well. Now, how much they brought in? Good question from Councilor Obara. And we have the document. We'll show the document. But imagine 2025, LTA will be contributing at least around 10 or over $10 million for 2025. And your argument is right. Maybe they bring $100 million, maybe they bring 150. I'm not going to show that document today. Let's wait tomorrow. But look at LTA contribution. Look at when Clarence Massaquoi took over. Look what he bringing to the table. This is LTA and LPRC. You see the gap here, which is huge. Now, I want us to go now to Freeport, NPA, right, and Maritime. Maritime seems to be one of the biggest.
But see, you got to find what they each generated before you do the comparison.
Again, Kyle, you will wait. Kyle, I beg you, Kyle, just wait, my brother. I got to explain this. We don't have enough time. I beg you, Chief. And again, when you do this, you're making it hard for us to consider your candidate for Spoon Talk. So just chill. Again, NPA. NPA said they were going to contribute 2024, $2 million. When we had a conversation, the reason why I'm going to leave NPA today, they appeared before the Senate and they submitted the document. And that copy of the document was shared to you, but we'll wait for Sekou Douklé to do his presentation.
because LRA will be present as well to confirm everything Sekou Dukle will say. Now here's the key. Sekou Dukle contribution, he also included the employee taxes that went to NASCAR. You cannot consider that as contribution. And that's the reason why I'm saying this. So we'll break it down, but dividend 0 and $3.26,000, right? Though he projected to give 7.2 million, but there's a whole discrepancy there. We'll get to it. But the big picture is Nitolai seriously maritime. Look at the contribution. They said they were going to give $21 million, but they gave $12.7 million. Around 9-point-something million different. Guys, I will share this document with you. It's very important for you to have it. And we'll have a full discussion. It will be our discussion for tomorrow. We're waiting for Sekou Dukle to appear to the court, to the Senate tomorrow. And then we will do our takeaway. We have to be on this SOE. We have to. They will get vexed. They will cause. That's okay. And Dr. Boble, I think you are in agreement. We should know how much coming in, how much is spending on operation, then what they're doing with the change. The change is you collected the money, you pay salary, your operation, what is left, what are you doing with it? It's a fair question. And that's what we'll hold this government to. But you got two big, the biggest contributor, Maritime for 2025, and that of LTA. And we should applaud them.
Until we know what they generated, we can call them the biggest contributors.
But again, we make the final decision a few seconds ago. We'll not consider your guy that you bring in. We make that final decision. Because all you guys
you already made that decision a long time. Don't get put it on it here. You got
I want to say we say thank you for the beautiful show. We appreciate each and every one of you. Come back again tomorrow, guys. It's after 7. Nelson, can you come on the show? We have to go. We stop this fire by faith. We appreciate you, Emmanuel. We appreciate you, Chief Fubi Henry. We appreciate you. I'm going to give the last word. I'm going to give the last word to T. Wanoka because he couldn't speak. Wanoka, just wrap it up and we'll leave you in peace.
Yeah, I'll do that quickly here. All this time I was in the background, I was just laughing because, you know, when you try to put your argument completely around politics, it gets difficult. Phoebe and I experienced it 2 days ago when we were talking about the National Court. Jefferson here and Emmanuel, I see how they struggle and they were looking for evidence everywhere to support their argument about data. And I like how you and Kanyo and Dr. Brooklyn commented on it. All this data issue that we've been collecting, what are we doing? Where's the data warehouse? That's a question I never even asked them. How much data we got in the warehouse? What are the types of data we got there? So for me, for the purpose of making research, some of those diseases that have plagued the world in the last maybe 3-4 years could have been prevented if health experts, you know, have focused on research from the beginning for prevention purpose. So somebody is giving you their money and they are going to monitor you to make sure that you use the money for the intended purpose. And all they need from you is data to prove that. And then you are talking about, oh, our data warehouse, Charlie Kintan. So, you know, that's what I want to say, that the problem, Stan and Kanyo, thank you for the comment you made on that particular topic. There's no data warehouse in town that is so sacred that we cannot, you know, give it to somebody for $124 million to help our people. Finally, since I never got to comment on the local government act, I'll take 2 seconds to talk about it quickly, please. The issue about local government act, when I talk about the case that I had against a certain lawmaker, it pertains to local government act. There is almost, I think, about $5.6 million, 5.6 or maybe 15 million in this 2026 budget that's coming up for district development purposes. These guys collect the money, they use it. There's no accountability, no transparency, no monitoring. So I just want to say that when it comes to local government and there's laws on the book, it's not about the existence of law, it's about following the law.
We have to go. Again, I want to say God bless you. This is the early edition of the Front Page Africa 2025 House SOEs perform in 2025. This is 15,000
for your data.
you want to go ahead and take a read. It's very important. We'll be here discussing SOE tomorrow. I want to say thank you very much. Emmanuel, you want to say something? We better got
Yeah, I just want just 1 second. My dear brother T, before you come on the show tomorrow, read about VLab 2 facility and Monkey Island. You come and talk with me tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, my brother. I want to say thanks to all of you, ladies and gentlemen.
I say I got 15,000 for Jeff data.
Everything is about money. Everything is money.
Thank you very much.
Bad job. Who are getting no money.
Thank you very much, Jefferson Chelsea.
I got 15,000 for your data. Jeff is crazy.
My thing is that why is the data warehouse? We're talking about somebody coming for training, for education purposes, for specimen collection, opening our minds and building good laboratories. And people say, no, it's bad. We must sit for the next 25 years. We shouldn't share the data. My friend, you're taking placebo from Nigeria, you call them medicine, and then you get mad because you are opposition to the government. I want to beat on the government on the issue. I want to be right when I beat on them. I don't want to beat on the government because of politics. I think it would be totally wrong, right? This is a good thing. And we should give it a silver-based loyalty, not only her, Dr. Conte from Washington, D.C., and the government as a whole. Let's say something, and I will end on this. When President Barker went and he said beautiful English, they have come a long way. They have come a long way. Great.
But I said this before.
Look at what happening with the Somalians in Minnesota. Great. Look at what happened with other countries. We are in a special time in America. Your relationship with America, these little things add up. You don't want a foreign minister that would just say, no, we don't do that, no. We should be able to work strategically to have our own relationship, to build it, and come back tomorrow and say, yes. Listen, I care less if Sarah running to be president 2029.
Jeffy gonna say all that stuff.
We're gonna discuss it when we come 2029. But I think she's a special person. Sarah is a special person now in this government that people should consider, right? They should consider her that she's doing a unique job. It's hard. It's not listen, 7 diplomatic passports we beat on her. Nicotech, we beat on her. She was in the learning process. Yeah, she admitted privately. We move on. But what's happening now, today? Let's put Labro on the world stage today. Let's agree that at least we're seeing light at the tunnel. I'm not going to beat CDC government, no. That's a past government. But imagine if you're going to have some kind of radical more than Sarah Beslow. Maybe Joseph Barker wasn't going to be where he is today with America. And who don't want to be on America good side in the world? Who
beautiful England.
Want to be on America good side? Joseph Barker can have his own problem domestically. We can deal with that. But internationally, it's a good thing. And I would beg every Liberian and everyone, don't put politics. Let's give it a try. We can always reassess after 5 years. We can always come back to the drawing board after 5 years and make our offer and make a stronger offer. Who knows? They're going to build one of the beautiful laboratories in the country. Who knows? Who knows? They're going to bring scientists to train. Who knows what will happen? What comes out of this thing? You don't know. On that note, and I just like the fact that people know me. I call it as it is, from my stomach, from my mind, from my gut, right? That's why the people fall the spoon. And I think this time around is good for the country and we should embrace it. Have a good night, folks. Now I can go to Bible study and sing hallelujah, hey, hallelujah, hey.
Yeah, Stanton, I mean, I like how you joining me and making me Jefferson mad.
So,
I
welcome to New York, Kanye.
Thank you very much. Nelson Colette, thank you, man. We're on the money. I know you can go home now and go rest. Thank you very much for producing. All of you out there want to say thank you. Come back again. Let's have a great conversation. God bless you. Good night.
Okay, so We want to say thanks to everyone for being here tonight. It's been a good show. Thanks to the many of you who called in, share your thoughts. We appreciate you for watching the program, for listening to the show across radio, Spoon FM 107.5, Fabric Radio 101.1, Super 95.5 FM. We appreciate you. Thanks to Voice of Liberia for relaying the program as well. We've been live on Voice of Liberia 104.1 in Monrovia and other parts of the country. And many thanks to our online audience, the many of you who make up time to always watch Spoon Talk on YouTube, Spoon Talk Live on Facebook, Spoon TV, Fabric TV, and Super TV. We appreciate you for being here with us. The invitation is yours to join us tomorrow for another great show. Until then, I'm Nelson Colette. Thanks to all of you. Philip Bala, Mr. Bala, thank you for being here. Thomas Kwaka, we appreciate you. Prince Bakwedo, thank you for joining us. Ruth Goba, thanks, my Ruth. We appreciate you. Pierre Kimber, we appreciate you for being here as well. I want to say thanks to Bommy King for being here. Nathaniel K. Hill, we appreciate you. Joseph Y. Kai, Lincoln Morris, Farmer Roberts, we appreciate you for being on tonight as well. Let me say a belated birthday greeting to you, Frankton Neil Pachipo. Frankton Pachipo, you celebrated your birthday on the 8th of December. I wish you a happy belated birthday, brother. Hope you had a great celebration, and all the best as you celebrate your special day. That's you, Frankton Neil Pachipo. Happy belated birthday to you. And I want to say thanks to everyone. Till we come back, folks, have a good night. I'm out.
Yes, God, a special one. With the CEO, stand coming with the spoon. And your boy, right in the south.